Hey, everybody. How's everybody been? Welcome on back. I'm getting it ready. I'm scrubbing up, brushing my teeth, getting me some damn coffee, because everybody needs some coffee. Eat you a good breakfast, because this thing's about to hit.
We got
Hello,
an ember.
everybody.
Hello.
And we have
Hello.
an Ember, which, for people that didn't know, I literally pulled Ember in while the video was playing, so it was a last minute entry, but you were in time, so you get 1 star.
Yay.
Woo!
I get
Jenny
a
was
star.
early. She gets 5 for being early because she's about 2 minutes late. So we get impressed by that. How is
Hell yeah.
everybody?
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
I pissed
I
her
rolled
off.
off
She
the-
left.
Oh no.
She'll be back in a couple minutes.
Sometimes she just hits buttons wrong. She'll be right back. There she is. Sometimes she's just a button clicker. So, how is everybody? 401, you were about to tell us something. It's not an hour long though, right?
No, it's about
go
2
ahead.
minutes
Okay, go ahead.
long.
Okay, I'm going to time you.
And I have to pull it up on the other computer.
Mage,
So,
what's shaking with
and
you?
it,
How's Oh, you don't need time? Okay, go ahead.
yeah, I actually do need time. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. No, that's fine. That's fine. TBS and Dave and Ollie are in the chat. Hello, everybody. So Mage, what's going on with you? How's Molly and what's happening? Are you starting to garden now that it's getting warmer?
Yes, I'm being able to get out into the garden and doing stuff out there. So, think about getting a video on weeding done. And wait, do we have any? Okay, I want to see Greg in the chat. So I gotta send him a thank you for something.
That's something you should do, Mage, because a lot of people, there's different like plants, you have to trim them and stuff and clip off whatever. And I've always been horrible at that, and I've never known what to clip and what not to clip.
No, it
So you
depends
should do a
on.
video on that.
Yeah, it depends on the plant too. Some
Well, of
different plants.
course. I mean,
Yeah.
I would say go around your garden and do, a variety or whatever,
Yeah.
something you don't want on your plant or something that'll encourage the, to produce more or whatever it is. Because that's the one thing I don't know about gardening.
Yeah, but I was actually thinking about doing a video on just the basic weeding 101 for noobs.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, pruning's kind of part of weeding anyway. So, yeah. That would be great. Miss Jenny.
Is that when you call it what you call it when you intake some 420? Weeding?
I'm weeding. I'm gonna weed in a minute because it's almost 420 here. Well, we'll do that in about 15 minutes. How are you, Miss Jenny? And how has your fight on TikTok been?
Talk to Ember. I'm in the middle of a burrito.
Oh, I was just gonna say. Speaking of taking things, it's time for my bills. So I will be right back.
I've been going back and
okay.
forth. I've been going back and forth with anti-abortion person on Twitter here the past few days.
I'm sorry. I don't understand those people. Okay, let's say we go to the Christians and we make all of them have a parade once a year where they all walk around half naked and say how proud they are to be cishet. Okay, we make them do that.
I think
now
so. That's good.
I don't think they would want to do that. So how is it okay for them to try to make us do something that we don't want to do either? It's so hypocritical, and they cannot even see past the end of their noses.
But it's murder.
Oh, everybody's giving me a timeout as soon as I go to talk to them. What's going on here?
I'm done
so
with
back
my
to
burrito.
Miss Ember. Okay. So so now who to go first? Jenny.
What?
If I have to decide between two people, I pick the one that's been around the longest on my channel. Sorry, Ember. So you were saying about the TikTok trolls.
TikTok trolls? I wasn't saying nothing about TikTok trolls.
No, I was asking you about how TikTok's going. I'm assuming there was trolls.
Well, TikTok's just plugging along. I mean, I'm certainly not a master of it, and I certainly don't look at all the corners of it. But I hear it's about to be banned by the Congress because they haven't got a clue about technology or anything.
We've
So
heard
they're
that
going to just
before,
kind
though.
of wave their penises around and take something away from the American people. More rights have to be taken away. That's what the Congress
Hold
says.
on. You've misunderstood something, but it's still a bad idea regardless. They're going to ban TikTok if it's not spun off into a separate American version.
Yeah, I know that, but it sounds worse if I say that they're going to ban it, because Republicans need to be put in the worst light as possible.
Well,
They are a scum.
The problem is they don't understand technology. And there are many of the things they're worried about TikTok doing, all the other companies are also doing. They just don't like TikTok because it's a Chinese company.
They don't
I feel like
understand
that's why they're
technology.
attacking them as well.
They've been given a ride because they don't understand technology since 1995.
I don't know.
It's over with.
Wow.
It's a series of tubes.
I don't know, the way Porpoise
That-
described it still sounds just as bad as just straight up banning it.
Oh, it's not a good idea to let these
Pricks.
technologically clueless individuals regulate technology. There's a reason why the National Institute of Science and Technology exists. It's to advise on these matters, and they don't listen to them anymore.
Same goes for medical issues.
That's
Ember,
because
can
they're
I just
all
say
experts,
really
you know?
quick, because
God
I have
tells them what
ADD
to do,
and my mind just wanders while people are talking while I'm still listening. I just want to say that color shirt looks really good on you.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
Blouse, dress, whatever it is. I don't know. I'm a dude.
Whose
but
color shirt?
It looks. I'm talking about Ember.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I missed
So-
that part.
I thought you were talking to
It's a
Sinister
t-shirt.
because
No. Oh, it's just a t-shirt. Okay. Well, whatever it
Hey,
is,
hey,
it
hey,
looks
hey, hey.
that color. That color looks good on you.
Stop that, kitty.
thank you.
Don't chew up my
Hello,
paper
brainless.
notebook.
Hi, Brenda. Welcome. How are you?
Good afternoon, Brenda.
Brenda who? I don't know any Brenda.
McKelvey.
Brenda is somebody I know from other platforms, and I invited her here today to check out the show.
Oh, well, welcome.
Neat.
Yeah, we sit and talk, and we engage with the audience too. So please feel free to say whatever you want in the chat, and we will talk about it or answer questions or anything. We do that here.
I do
We
have
not
that
worry
Or
about
thing
poke
it.
fun of
ready.
you.
So I need to ask this question, Ember. Where did you get a programming sock that you can fit over your head?
Beck sent me the link actually.
Actually, I might have been the one who found the link to that thing in the
Yeah, that was
original,
not me. I
All right,
think that was
it
me.
was on the show anyway.
Okay, it's not a programming sock, but still. If you know what programming socks are,
You lose a lot of heat through your head, believe it or not.
Oh
That's why
yeah.
hats are so nice.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's actually not as much as people think. Like medically, it's really you don't lose as much heat through your head as what you think. It's just that your head isn't covered, so you can feel the heat coming off of it.
And the
But
skin is like
it will help you stay warmer because you do lose a small amount of heat off your head. It will help you feel warmer to trap that heat, absolutely. But it's not as much.
Your
People
scalp
really
is
used to
thin.
exaggerate how much was coming off of your body there. So
your scalp is thin and it's between the air and bone, so that's why you have hair for comfort.
And there's
Yeah.
a lot of blood flow up there.
oh yeah, God yeah. Yeah, you nick your finger and it'll bleed a little bit. You can put some pressure on, it'll go away. And you nick your face the same way, and it's 30 minutes of trying to get it to stop. Very,
Oh, yeah.
very
I remember-
60 on warfarin.
I remember what happened to my mom when she cracked her head open once. Boy, she was just out of the hospital too, because I thought she had like burst of stitches, and it's like, oh shit, because all the blood had pooled in the stitches area from her head. So it's like,
Yeah,
oh,
I
crap.
get it.
I called 911 and then all that. So,
Yeah, it's fun. Well, it's not funny. It's weird now. When Mom and I got in the car accident, and she was turned away from me once the car stopped, I finally got out of the car and I went around to check on her on the other side, and she had this little cut on her head, and it was just bleeding everywhere, and I was so worried about her fucking head. And that's not what did her in. You know, I was so worried about that fucking. It was the shit inside that killed her that no one could see. You know what I mean? So it was just so weird that I was so focused on because of the blood. There was so much blood. I was focused on her head, and her head was fine.
So
It
apparently
just looked the worst.
Apparently my university lost the basketball game they were in today, so hope they can stop hearing about it.
What's up? I had a similar
Touche,
experience
touche.
with my little brother when I think I was 6 and he was 5, and you know, because it was a farm, I was old enough to be in charge, even though since I wasn't that much older than him, he was like, "Oh, you're not older enough than that
You're
I have
not
to
the
listen to
boss
you."
of me.
Whatever. Yeah, basically.
All right,
So-
I'm gonna play something funny.
Well, 401,
and
let
then,
Ember finish her sentence. She
I'm
wasn't
sorry.
done speaking. I know you get excited. Hold on just a minute. Finish that, Ember.
Yeah. All right. Well, the TLDR is that he was running down a hallway, tripped, and hit his head on a wooden thingy, and it pulled a gash out, and it wasn't that bad a wound, but because it was a head wound, it just gushed and gushed and gushed.
Oh yeah, it absolutely will. I agree. Okay, 401, you go. Your turn.
And I've since learned that when you really look at the evidence, the truth is it takes more faith to be an atheist than it does to believe in God. You've really got to ignore the facts. It's funny how we equate the word
This is the infamous banana.
intellectual, when it's the exact opposite.
Still needs facial hair.
Yeah.
Is it playing?
Can
It's
have
playing.
come from. Billions of years ago, there was a big bang in space. Nobody knows what caused the big bang. It just happened. And from this bang issued this huge rock. On top of the rock was found a sweet, brown, bubbly substance. And over millions of years, aluminum crept up the side, formed itself in a can, then a lid, and then a tab. And then millions of years later, red paint, blue paint, white paint fell from the sky and formed itself into the words, 12 fluid ounces. Do not litter. You're saying, what are you doing? You're insulting my intellect. And so I am. Because we know if the can is made, there must be a maker. If it's designed, there must be a designer. To believe the soda can happened by chance is to move into an intellectual free zone. It's to have an echo when you think. It's to have brain liposuction. Hold this, Kirk.
What the hell is
Behold,
this
An
dildo?
atheist's nightmare. Now, if you study a well-made banana, you'll find on the far side there are 3 ridges. On the close side, 2 ridges. If you get your hand ready to grip a banana, you'll find on the far side there are 3 grooves, on the close side 2 grooves. The banana and the hand are perfectly made one for the other.
Oh
You'll
my
find the nature of the
God.
banana. The mighty God has made it with a non-slip surface. It has outward indicators of inward contents: green, too early; yellow, just right; black, too late. Now, if you go to the top of the banana, you'll find, as with the soda can makers, they placed a tab at the top. So God has placed a tab at the top. When you pull the tab, the contents don't squirt in your face. You'll find the wrapper, which is biodegradable, has
Pause.
perforations. Notice how
Human beings are the only
And I have
human beings are the only creature on earth that eat a banana that way. Everybody else just bites the damn thing right through the skin. So don't give me this
Well,
crap about some intelligent design just so humans can pull a tab on a banana.
Hold on.
bananas were invented by people, selective breeding of different, and I still have to animate Kirk being peeled and eaten. That's
And
why
no-
the hand just dragged him away.
And no, other primates do peel the banana. They just do it differently.
Yeah, they do it from the flower end, which is how I've always done it, which is why I thought it was weird when I saw people started going. I'm like, why would you do that? You only bruise the banana, and it's harder to do.
I
Silly
just
humans.
do it. Whatever end is sticking up, and that one looks like I can pull it apart. I don't care. I'm just trying to get to the banana. Half the time, I just cut the end off because it makes it easier to grab a tab, pull it, use half the banana, and then fold it back up. Because I usually only use half a banana at a time.
I believe bananas did. I believe bananas did exist naturally, but the modern banana is a product of artificial selection. And
Yes.
human intervention.
Yeah,
It was actually
real-
a different kind of banana. The original bananas were a different flavor. it started becoming extinct or whatever. So we grabbed that flavor and we made the new bananas taste like the old banana flavor.
No, we didn't.
That's
It's a
pretty much how it happened.
It's a completely different.
There was a banana. Well, they're all basically clones of each other. So basically, the banana that we used to have, there were two varieties, two clones. It basically went extinct because of some fungus.
It didn't go extinct.
This is the one that we got now, or almost extinct.
Yeah.
And then the original banana is this short little thing, maybe about 2 inches long, and it's absolutely peppered with seeds.
Yeah, the original. Well, the original banana.
Oh, like men.
It's full of really big seeds. In fact, you can still get you can actually still get bananas that are really seedy. And they're actually they're actually decorative. And the ones you're talking about, the original ones we had, are called the Gros Michel. And if you ever had banana candy, that's what the flavor is based on. That's the reason why a banana flavored candy doesn't taste like banana. What we have now that's replaced it because of the whole fungicide problem is the Cavendish.
It's pretty much got 10 seconds remaining.
Sure, take us with you. We're great travel companions. We really are. Just don't ask us to change the radio station we're picking.
Easy to digest, and it's even curved toward the face to make the whole process so much easier. Seriously, Kirk, the whole of creation testifies to the genius of God's creative hand.
And then Kirk is supposed to come back with half his head gone after being semi-eaten.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's
Is
really
this Kirk
good.
Cameron?
Yeah, that's Ray Comfort and Kirk Cameron. I know Kirk Cameron said he didn't believe in God anymore, at least not the evangelical shit. But it's still going to be funny when he says, you got a stem, and then as soon as he says stem, it pops open and he starts spazzing.
So
and then he gets peeled, and then
he gets peeled.
If he
I
doesn't
hate it when I get peeled.
If he doesn't believe in God anymore, is he going to apologize for the nonsense that is the crocoduck?
I hope so.
Can I help you?
Are you gonna make the
Thank you for
bananas with
showing me your
banana
back.
genitals?
No, but the bananas are basically. I spent enough time where I could probably charge money for that banana. It's got a bunch of facial features that I didn't use. It's even got the ability to move the front of the banana around. You saw that when the banana hit the bottom and it was like jiggling. So you could probably make an exotic dancer banana, but we'd have to give it a different voice because Ray Comfort would just be too creepy.
Oh,
He's always too creepy.
We lost Ember to a blackout. Well, just remember, folks, if Ember doesn't come back, the end of the stream, I will put the link up for the stream they do between us and Maya.
Oh,
so I'll let you be aware of that so we can raid Ember. Yeah, go ahead.
Speaking of Maya, I will be on Maya's show tonight.
Oh,
that's right. This is your night. Okay, sweet. We'll throw that link out too before we leave, so everybody has both.
Really wish I could still do YouTube full time. Well, I don't want to do it full time, but could do a more regular channel right now. But...
yeah,
Slim and I are going to be doing a two-parter about the Seven Mountains Dominionists. One part's going to be on his channel, and then the other one where we show that the Seven Mountains Dominionist agenda actually comes from Blavatsky and Theosophy. Creepy Russian shit.
Commander, have you ever encountered a YouTuber known as Young Pharaoh?
Nope.
I think you would find him just as hilarious as I did.
Oh, 20 after. Everybody hit it.
I gotta look that up.
Damn it.
He was hilariously disinvited from CPAC right after they invited him. I generally encountered him because he was making bizarre claims about technology, about how like Bill Gates was tracking people with the 5 Gates vaccine while looking up information about this on his cell phone.
That is ridiculous.
I was disappointed the vaccine never gave me Wi-Fi.
It didn't make me magnetic. All it did was give me the power to become the Incredible Hulk.
Mm,
Hi, Sumami.
The
I
vaccine
never got my 5G.
really.
Oh, I miss Crystal. Hi, Crystal. And Kyle. Oh, hi, Kyle.
I know I got originals. I got a couple boosters.
And Jenna.
I don't get
Let's see
I
who
don't
else.
get signal for out here for shit.
And
Oh yeah, we got
Brainless
Kyle,
and-
Jenna,
and
Crystals,
Brainless
Mommy,
and
Brainless, Ollie,
and
Brenda.
Stream somebody.
The worst thing I got from the
Desk.
vaccine.
That's
The worst thing I got from the vaccine was the ability to sleep through a tornado warning.
Mm. Yeah, I could do that. I could believe we could do that.
Fortunately, it wasn't anywhere near where I was in the county, but it was still a tornado warning for the county.
I have a few odd aching spots, but that's about it.
Tubian. Hey, how you doing,
the
friend?
vaccine knock- The vaccine knocks me out for a couple days when I get it, but I got it before the school year started this year because, well, any school, regardless of age group, is a germ factory.
Yeah, that's true.
I wonder if they had inoculated the germ factories before they inoculated the old people who stayed home, whether or not that would have had any effect on the number of variants that were flying around.
No, too many people just weren't getting vaccinated, and I think part of the issue actually is something Bill Gates had a role hand in, and that's where I don't think it matters for the US vaccines because the AstraZeneca vaccine uses a different technology, but he didn't let that vaccine be open sourced.
Yeah.
Or rather, strongly suggested not to do it.
Yeah, he pushed for it not to be open source, so other countries couldn't develop their own.
Now, there have been a couple open source COVID vaccines that worked fairly well after that.
Granny.
Please take advice from your medical professionals.
Hello, ma'am. How are you today? Good to see
Joe
you.
Rogan. Just for those who
Great. Great to see you, Granny.
Just for those of you who are confused, Joe Rogan is not a medical profession.
No, he's
Oh
an
God,
asshole.
no.
He's
a
not?
fucking
Really?
idiot.
Oh, crap.
Maybe just
Granny.
like,
An
well, I'm
asshole,
gonna delete all
he's
those
an
videos
idiot.
about what diet to go on.
I said, hi, Granny. I was gone for a while. Missed you. I'm back.
Nor is Alex Jones, nor is Tim Pool, nor is the Quartery.
Delete. Damn it.
Mage still going along with it. Love you, man. Oh, that's great. That's good stuff.
So
Yeah,
what national day is it today? Does anybody know?
I don't know. I don't usually do that on these streams, but I'll look it up.
I think it's the Mother's Day in the UK.
I don't care about the UK.
Pragmatic.
It's National Women's and Girls HIV/AIDS Awareness Day.
Okay, that's too many words. What else we got?
National I Am Day.
It's
It's National Hemp Day. It's National Hemp Day.
Woohoo!
That's better
well, that's
than
perfect.
National I Am Day.
It's Super
Oh,
Mario
that
Day.
was 6 days ago.
It's National Intermuscular Day. What? We all got to give ourselves
Never
a shot.
mind. Yeah, every Sunday, as soon as we get done with the stream, I do my shot. You are absolutely right.
I do have to give
Oh,
myself
here's a
shot.
good one, Jenny. It's National Funeral Director and Mortician Recognition Day. Today is also National Landline Telephone Day, Mario Day, National Pack Your Lunch Day, National Ranch Day, World Wetlands Day, and World Read Out Loud Day. That's just some of them.
Pragmatic. I'm not using that channel right now. Could you link to the Mad Computer Scientist, please?
I want to know when it's Fuck Me Pink Day.
That can be any day that you and some other consenting adult want.
Well, I'm not
Yeah, I
talking
got so
about an
many great
official
people in the
declaration. I
chat.
want Congress involved in this. I want it to be one of those 3-day weekend holidays, you know?
When is National Swing Music Day?
I declare it International Turn the Flat Earther into Soylent Green Day.
Ditto.
Oh no, they're so much fun to laugh at.
Especially as they're going into the blender.
You wouldn't have to worry about connection issues, Ember, but I don't think a banana phone would work.
I always
I'm
wanted
going to see
Maxwell
if I
Smart's
can make
phone.
those 3D printable.
I always wanted Maxwell Smart's phone.
A shoe phone?
Hello?
Get smart.
And you know what's
Yep.
funny about it? They couldn't even do it inside the shoe. He had to listen to like the sole of the shoe. Like put that dirty thing up against his fucking face every time he answered the phone. Why couldn't it have been inside the
just
shoe? That would have
stepped in
made more sense to
something.
me. Yeah.
I just stepped in something. I
Aw,
can't
dog
take
shit
the
on my
call.
face. I gotta take this phone call though. It's really important. Somebody's gonna die.
So who's going to watch the Oscars tonight? I am.
I'm not.
No.
Porpoise, put that in the private chat for me and I'll post it.
You're not. You people are boring.
Well, I'm gonna say, I wish I
Screw
could
the
do that
Oscars.
channel right now, but
I'm so boring. I forgot what the hell you said. What were you talking about, Johnny? What was it? What's going on tonight?
Who's going to the Masonic Temple tonight?
Masonic Temple.
I'm an Oscars
I don't think
person.
there
Yes,
are
Crystal,
any
I'm doing it so you
Masons
can
here.
grab it.
Yeah, I have better things to do than watch Hollywood give themselves a circle jerk.
Well, in order to be a Mason, you have to believe in God, or at least a higher power.
And
I didn't know I
I've
gave
learned
Porpoise
a little
power.
bit about the Freemasonry, and I think it's silly and ridiculous. So that disqualifies me.
I've never known a Mason who was free. They always charge.
Yeah, really.
My favorite thing about the Masonic conspiracy theories is the same thing about the Jewish space lasers thing. I love how conspiracy theorists make their enemies sound so awesome that I want to join them.
Mm-hmm.
Did you
If
see
you-
anybody see that interview with Marjorie Taylor idiot by the British reporter who asked her about space lasers?
Yeah, and she said, "Why don't you go investigate
Yes.
space lasers and while you're doing that, go ahead and fuck off." And I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, she's just so.
She was
Special.
yelling
He is
out.
the bat
She was
shit.
yelling out mean shit to Biden during the State of the Union. Like you don't do that. That's
If I-
not the time to do that.
If I were still a
From what-
reporter and had an interview with Marjorie Taylor Greene, the first thing I'd ask her, how is it that you have a college degree and are still dumber than Lauren Boebert?
Right.
Or as.
Because she had the most vile, vacant mind, and there was absolutely no thought in there, not one which was not a slogan. And she would accept any imbecility if it was handed to her by the party.
You know what I say, Granny? This is what I say about MTG. She looks like she dated a rapper back when he was poor, and now he's rich, and she's the baby mama, and he gives her money, but she still lives in the trailer park. That's what she makes me think of every fucking time I see her.
There is one caveat.
And not even a black rapper, a really bad white rapper.
Vanilla Ice. There is one caveat when it comes
Sure.
to Marjorie Taylor Greene, I think should be realized, and that's her degree is in marketing. So it's possible, although I don't think so, that she's doing all of this as a marketing campaign tailored to her constituency, because they all believe that stuff she's saying.
No.
She could
Possible.
also just be fucking deluded too.
Oh, I think she's an idiot.
No, she was born and raised in a little city of 1,000 people in the middle of country, redneck country of Georgia, and she just plain doesn't know any better.
I was born
Well,
in a
that's
small town in
sad.
Pennsylvania. That's not really that much different.
What I'd like to know is they've got all the conspiracy theories and they're in all the know. But if you go and you look up the article on the Lucis Trust website, Hierarchy of Light, you wind up having them list off they need to control and then fill in the blank for every one of the 7 mountains.
Blessed be he.
And they
behave.
miss that.
Sorry.
Okay.
Well, the thing is, we can find any information we want with a simple search if we have access to the technology. We just don't know if it's accurate information, and it's become harder and harder to determine accurate from inaccurate information.
See, the
I think
problem
that's
is
an
with
absolute key.
small.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. The problem with small communities is it's like the game Gossip. It's like a constant rumor mill about everything. They just talk about everything. They talk about each other. They talk about God. They talk about school. They talk about politics, and it just keeps going round and round and round, and shit just gets all mixed up. But the problem is that the bad part remains, and it keeps going in this circle, and people just keep telling the next group, and it just keeps spiraling out
That's what
until
you get with
more and
echo
more
chambers.
people there are fucked up in the head
Well,
and don't know what to think because the elders told me, but their parents told them, and their parents and they've been just handing down this bullshit for fucking generations. They don't know how to stop doing it. No one will stop and interfere and go, hey, you shouldn't do this anymore. This is horrible, and this is why. And make them see it, on their side of it. They don't have any experience with it. And when people don't understand things, they fear things. And when they fear things, then they're that's it. They just fear it.
The other
And it's
issue
fucked up.
The other issue with small towns like the one I came from is that our diversity is many different shades of white. I mean,
I understand that. I get that.
Same.
You might have my hometown was a factory town, so most of the inhabitants were working poor. But there might be a few people of different ethnicities, but most people there were like me, and they almost all think a certain way. The college town not too far from us might have been a little bit different, but
And that's what you get with insular towns.
Hold on, buddy.
We had 4 black families in our county. And then one of them left because they were living on the other side of the county and they had to go to the county school instead of the high school. And the regular high school, they had to go to the county, and they got the brunt of the white racist shit. And they moved away. So then we were down to 3 black families.
well, actually one of the schools here had problems like that last year.
I gotta step away from something. I just had a brain fart that I have to deal with, but I'll be listening, and I should be able to get back in with no problem. I'll be back in just a bit.
I hope
Maybe
it wasn't too smelly.
Hope you're
May the
okay.
odds be ever in your favor.
And yes, Brainless Steel, I will send you a copy of the banana probably after the stream or later tonight, sometime tomorrow. See if you
I
can
have
print
bananas.
Athena, do you
I
have
have
something
3
you wanna say?
bananas because I ate one.
How are you, Beck? I haven't seen you in a long time.
Oh, I'm doing great. Lost another job.
Yeah, I heard.
So,
You told me that last
Yeah.
night. Yeah.
yeah, that's why it says the king of apps. I mean, job
applications.
Yeah. I
Very
had one
nice.
interview on Friday. I have 2 more on Monday. I'm really trying to get the one on Friday because it's an overnight position. So more
Very little
solo.
interaction. Yeah.
And it's at a abused victims shelter.
Oh, cool.
Victims of domestic abuse, basically.
Yeah.
So
okay,
and
it's a cool place
I
to work. Not that it's cool.
yeah, and they pay $1 more an hour than I would like my top range. So
Oh wow, that's great. That would be
so the
great.
lady asked me what kind of experience, if I have work experience. I said no, but I've been around the world. I've lived in a lot of states. I was a truck driver. I've met a lot of people. I've known people that everything from an ex-drug addict to someone who's just now coming off of it to someone who just got beat up 2 days ago by their spouse. And I'm a victim of domestic abuse as well.
So
And she was like,
there you go.
oh, and I said, so it hits close to home. And,
Yeah.
and she goes, why do you want to work here? I said, well, 2 reasons. One, I would prefer overnights. It's, I just work well. And she was like, okay. And I said, 2, and more important, I like to help people.
Yeah.
That's my gig. It's what I do. And so she was like, okay, excellent. I'm going to pass this on to the hiring manager. And I said, thank you.
Excellent.
So,
Excellent.
yeah. So then they'll get a hold of me with another interview with a peer panel.
Nice. Nice.
I hope you get it.
I hope he does too. I mean, fingers crossed.
Yeah, that'd be a good one. And then I have another one that is front desk, kind of like what I did at Heather's practice.
Okay.
Front desk stuff, admin stuff, for a sports rehab clinic.
Oh, very cool. Very cool.
I talked to one of the doctors, and she was like, yeah, it would be good. We need more men around here because there's only like 2 guys that work here.
That's
she
funny.
said, I have a lot of great women, but I would like to incorporate some more guys here. Well, because people when they are hurt or sick or whatever usually feel more comfortable with their own gender. It's just
that's
the way
agreed.
it is.
It's agreed.
I had a guy call in, and he said he had something really embarrassing to talk about. And I said, sir, look, first of all, this is a doctor's office, so it's all medical to us.
Yeah.
So there's no embarrassment, anything from our end. And I said, and second of all, you probably cannot shock me with some of the things that people have come in with. So
true.
Lay it on me, brother. I got you. And he was like, all right. And so he told, well, actually the problem was his sphincter wouldn't close.
Ouch.
I had to make an emergency appointment for him, and the doc saw him on her lunch so she could try to figure out what was wrong with him. He got off the toilet so his 2-year-old who was potty training could go, and they only had one toilet in the house.
Oh God!
And it was 2 days later. Poor guy.
Oh God!
Damn.
2 days. Fuck that.
2 days of
So I had my disability.
But anyways,
how did it go?
Although I do not believe, thank you, blessed be he. I know you're being kind, so I accept that. Thank you.
Sinister. It went actually pretty well, I think. They did all the questions and all that stuff, and my lawyer says when the judge only asks you 3 questions, afterwards he only needs clarification on 3 things. He's pretty much set in what he's going to do. And I was able to shut down the, they have a person with you that like occupational therapy type person can tell you, oh, you can do this job or whatever. And she said, well, yeah, if she's considered light, then she could do like night cleaning, cleaning because she wouldn't be around people and all of that. And I'm like, excuse me, I need to challenge that. And the judge is like, really? And my lawyer goes, yeah, go ahead, let her speak. So I'm like, how do you expect me to push a cleaning cart? I can't push more than 10 pounds. A cleaning cart weighs 30 to 35. A med cart weighs like 75. I can't do those. I can't do it. So that shut that down. She only had 2 suggestions after that. And the judge is like, well, if we make her sedentary, which is what it looks like she is, the occupational person's like, there's no job for her. She can't work. So I'm like, we'll see what happens. They said anywhere between 3 to 6 months before I find out for sure. So let's fingers crossed.
I mean, you guys have to understand her back.
Out right.
Her back is so jacked that when her husband got her a Roomba, thank God.
Yeah.
But she would go and move around to different pieces of furniture and sit down to vacuum her floor. Yeah. She can't even vacuum her own floor like a normal person. How the fuck is she going to go work for 8 hours? And she can't sit down all day because she has to get up and move or her back gets worse. So what do you do?
What state are you in?
I am in Oregon.
Okay,
thankfully.
Then it's better than if you were in a red state.
Yes, very much so. Very much so. But I meant to say something to you yesterday, Beck, but I got distracted because with my son bringing his girlfriend over, which, by the way, they are moving in together. They dropped the bomb for mom last night. But happy anniversary. It was a year since we posted those pictures. It's been a year since I saw you in person. So happy anniversary for that. I meant to call you and tell you, but I got all...
day before yesterday, I went, I had my surgery a year ago tomorrow.
You did.
And that was yesterday. Yep.
Brainless.
I met you on the 8th. Yep.
Brainless, my husband actually would do anything for me. Anytime, anywhere if I ask, but I won't ask because he works 60 hours a week to support me and his father. My father-in-law lives with me. So he spent the money and got me a Roomba that does all the sweeping, vacuuming, and mopping for me. So I don't have to do it.
Nice.
You as well, Robert. You as well. You're wonderful. And sleep well and have a great night. So the question posed was this. So long and short, I'm going to try to compact it. Started working there. It was basically a bunch of 22 to 32-year-old guys that were still acting like high school. They're all friends. They hang out outside of work. So they have this like little buddy system thing going on, right? I get hired in and when I got hired in, there was like dick jokes going on and, you swallow and not like you and just the same joke over and over. They would say it the same way over and over again. It drove me nuts. So I tried to play along with it because you know me, I want to get along with everybody. I want people to like me. I want to like people, it's just who I am. So I played along with it. And then they hired these two girls that were each 20 years old. And I said to the manager, if those were my daughters and I found out this kind of talk was going on in a professional environment, I'd come in here and knock heads together. I think this needs to stop. And he even got an attitude with me and was kind of like, well, you do it too. And I said, I know I need to stop as well. I'm pointing out to you that everybody needs to stop. And so fast forward 3 weeks later, I'm 6 weeks on the job at this point, 5 to 6 weeks on the job. And the boss says, you know what? I hate to say it to the manager, but Beck's right. This shit needs to stop. I should have nipped it in the bud a long time ago. We're nipping in the bud now. So by this time, I've already exploded at work. I've had PTSD, anxiety flare-ups. I've lost my mind twice. Some guy has like laid his hands on me, pushed me. They let him keep his job. They just wrote him up. So all this shit is going on. So now it feels like a hostile environment to me. By the time we get to month 2, it's feeling very hostile to me. And now at this point, the boss enforces it. And all the guys are pissed off at me because they can't listen to rap music with the N-word and whatever kind of sexual acts in it or make dick jokes anymore. So the guy who is one of the leaders, the coordinators, who hates my guts, and I can't fucking stand his little punk ass. He just turned 23 in January. If that tells you anything. And he's got the mentality of literally a 14 or 15-year-old. I know my great nephews and nieces, they think way farther ahead than he does. And they're like 13. Anyways, so he hates my guts. We're not allowed to speak to each other anymore because we hate each other so much. Really, it's all because of him, because he's mad. He goes around making comments, bucking management. It irritates the shit out of me. I don't say anything. Then I compliment him one day and he goes and tells on me for saying his name. I complimented him. So I said, oh, this is where we're at. All right, great. Game on. So I just quit talking to all of them, except for the girls, because I got along fine with them. We were just work, talking about work. And, a couple of the guys, even me and the guy who got into it and he pushed me. We're cool. We've moved on from it. I give him shit. I see him walk up and I'm like, what's up, you bastard? And he laughs and goes, what's up, Beck? How you doing, man? We bump fists and check in on each other and shit. We're cool because we're adults. We moved on he's like 37. He's a little more grown than the other ones. So anyways, I joke around with Brees all the time. Brees has started joking around with me, saying that Zeke was my best friend, the guy that was giving me all the shit and trying to get me fired, and why I was blowing up and losing my mind. So she starts teasing me about being his best friend, and I'm like, your best friend? And she's like, fuck off. So she does this with me for 2 weeks. Where's your bestie? I need your bestie. Did you see your bestie today? And I'm like, yeah, not mine, yours. And she's like, fuck off. So it's just a thing, right? So finally she said, your bestie. And I said, your boyfriend. And she went, oh, your boyfriend. And I said, he wishes I'd bend him over. She told somebody I said that. I was fired like that.
Well,
so here I am, jobless again. And disability says it's fine. I should just go back to work. I don't need disability. I don't need anything. It's fine. I can't handle people. I just can't. People are fucking rude. They're inconsiderate. They're disrespectful. They are flippant. They don't give a fuck that I'm literally twice their age. And, did shit like, I don't know, served in the army, survived shit that they have no idea what it's like, could never imagine. Not that I want them to. I would never want anybody to go through the shit I've gone through in my life. But, and you're right. You're right, Brainless, because I have this problem, and I think it's connected to my autism. I'm not sure, because I'm not diagnosed as autistic, although I have 5 million fucking traits, and Kyle sees them all the time and goes, "Up, that's another one. Up, that's another one." It's ridiculous how many times.
Yeah, I've noticed a number of traits.
He does.
Yeah, I have a lot of them, including I'm OCD when I'm at work. When I come home, my house is a mess. I don't give a fuck. When I'm at work, everything has to be meticulous and clean and like laid out like you're taking a fucking picture for an advertisement. And I can't handle people moving shit and putting stuff in different places and not putting it back or not cleaning up after themselves, but I can't leave it there, so I have to clean it. And then I'm mad that I cleaned it. So now, like, what am I, your bitch? I'm cleaning up behind you? And it went on there for 3 fucking months. I was cleaning up behind everybody. Like, he had to literally, the manager gave out aisle assignments because I got sick of fucking cleaning up boxes.
I don't want to
at the end of this is my last sentence. And so at the end of the day, each person had to go down their aisle and clean up all the boxes and shit. Cause I don't want to fucking do it. And it shouldn't be laying there. Take responsibility, you lazy fucks, and pick up the box you dropped there. That's all you have to do. Go ahead.
Okay, I don't want to interrupt you, Beck, but I was only laughing because the cat did quite an impressive jump onto me.
Oh. Oh yeah, and the thing that gets me is this guy was being insubordinate over and over and over again, and out of all the times he did it, they wrote him up like one time. Oh, let's not forget that before the managers were managers, they were his best friends.
Yeah,
and they're all like related somehow, in-laws and shit. Oh, and his parents have worked in that hospital for over 20 years. Do you think they're gonna fire him?
No. Not at all. It's never going to happen.
Never gonna do it. And then I would go out of work. Walked out of work one time, and I found a fresh wrapper from a muffin, like stuck down by my windshield wiper.
What the fuck?
All right.
That doesn't just end up there. That's just no.
Have you considered monetizing this channel now that you have enough subscribers, or is the watchtowers the problem?
Huh? I can't make this I can't do that yet. I don't have enough view time.
Okay, watchtowers, because it used to be you needed 1,000.
Oh yeah, I don't know what it is. It's like, I don't know, like 5,000 or something, and I have like 3. Like, no, I'm just barely over halfway there. Whatever it is, I would have to stream every day for like 6 months to get there.
It's 3,000 watch hours actually for partial monetization.
Hey,
Hispanics in New Mexico, actually.
You hear that, everybody? Hey, after this show, we just put one of those streams on in the background and just let it run.
That's it. Thank you, TKA. 500 subs and 3,000 hours. That I have half. I have 1,500 hours. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Don't do anything that's going to get his channel flagged by any algorithm. Don't do anything spammy or suspicious.
I just have people put it on the background. It's perfectly fine. People do that all the time with these channels to get them up.
Dude, I
You know
fell
what's
asleep
funny?
with it on one night.
You know what's
It was
funny,
on for
Brainless,
hours.
is I mentioned that when all this came up, they were like, "Oh, you're making sexual comments," and I'm like, "Yeah, but it's not who you don't understand. It was literally just a sarcastic joke. We're both picking on this guy. By the way, we never used any names. We never use a name because people are always listening. We have never used names. It's always just been your bestie or your boyfriend or whatever. So you're just assuming, anyways, who, shoe fits, bitch. It did fit, and that's why you're upset about it.
Beck.
Yeah.
I sent 2 images to you on Twit. Bring them over, but do the yellow one first, and the black one is for our friend who keeps trolling us every week.
I am sorry.
Can I make a comment to somebody in the chat there, Beck?
Go ahead, Deb.
So, blessed be, I get it. My husband's a great provider too. Beck and I have this running joke that I'm a pampered princess. I mean, I work hard for my family. I do. I mean, I do as much as I can. I cook homemade. I don't do like all that store-bought stuff. And I'm a couponing queen for that reason, so that we can have what we have.
And she gardens, so she grows her own vegetables when she can.
I do a lot of stuff. Yeah. But I get that when they're a hard worker and they're a hard worker for you, me personally, I feel like it's my job to do what I can at home. So I get that.
No, Robert, but you have to give me your home address and I'll be over later.
I am sorry you lost your job, Beck, but it does seem that you set up the standard.
Okay, make the picture as big as you can.
Yeah, so that's what I was saying before, is I kind of fuck myself with it because I expect people to be like me, and it's unreasonable.
Well, what do you want?
No, it's not. It's not unreasonable. People just suck.
And they do, but I can't expect people. See, so what I have to do is I have to expect the least out of people, and then when they're better than the least, then I can go, ooh, that's something. But I'm not good at doing that.
What do you want to do?
Okay, so it says Republican Nazi Evangelicals official rainbow. The only thing they approve of is the white, which is so fucking correct right now. It's ridiculous. Funny. And then this one, Jenny wanted to show.
This one is just for blessed be he. Make it big so they can read the little line there.
Oh, it says, for anybody that can't read it, it says religion. Of course, this is the flying spaghetti monster god. Religion, prove yours is right, and I'll stop believing in mine.
Praise Cthulhu.
Praise the flying spaghetti monster.
Yeah, no, I'm sure.
You are wrong, sir. You are great.
Why did I hear shit?
Oh, Ember's back. Ember's back. Oh, no, Ember's not back. I'm sorry.
No, not inside here. Just out in the chat. Yeah.
Well, she's probably on her cell phone. And cell phones are not great for streaming.
That's true.
You wouldn't know anything about that, would you, Jenny?
What's that?
Cell phones being terrible for streaming?
I don't know. As long as we use the StreamYard's application, this one works just fine.
I was going to say she had a problem trying because the browser, StreamYard's browser version sucks on your phone. It overheats your phone. It uses way too much fucking data to work. So the screen,
the screen touch is so non-specific. You can just brush it anywhere at random, and it'll disappear you from the chat and things. It's just super annoying. It's just it's like it's as bad as Windows. Okay, that's how bad it is.
So, does anyone want to hear a story they're probably not going to believe?
Sure.
I did not pass the math teacher certification test the first time because the test I prepared for was not the test I was given.
Oh, ain't that a bitch?
Blessed be he asked who is married on the panel. I can answer that for everybody. It would be Deb, the one who just raised her hand up in the corner opposite me.
Well, see now, you can tell them about me, Beck. You don't have to hide it. After gay marriage was made legal in 2015, I got married to my kitchen table. Just so you know.
Yep. Because after that, you could marry anything, so it's fine.
Well, yeah. But the table's got 4 of them, so.
Oh my God.
Fucking Jenny, I love you.
I've missed Jenny. Is this the same Jenny?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
There's
I just
only
wanted to make
one
sure because
Jenny.
her voice was familiar, but I just wanted to make sure. I've been gone for a while, so.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah, I was married once too, Ember.
I found you on Twitter and followed you.
Oh, I noticed. Thank you. You're the best.
Hazo said he married his cat.
I want you to know I'm already in a committed relationship with Linux.
Very committed relationship with Linux. It's true.
Well, yeah, because it doesn't actually have to be. I mean, you don't actually have to be married. I mean, I chose to get married for medical reasons because my husband got really sick and he didn't want his mom making decisions for him, and that is literally why we got married. But my son-in-law and my daughter, they've been together for 12 years now. They're not actually legally married.
But now, how long have you and Rusty been together now, though?
It'll be 23 years in June.
Yeah, don't act like you made it sound like it was a business marriage. They are completely madly in love with each other. They really
we are.
are.
I thought that was just a
given. They're
stupid,
stupid, silly together, and they flirt with each other, and they have a great relationship. They communicate well. They understand each other. Like I want something like that.
I didn't think. I'm absolutely shocked, Deb. I didn't think people even lived that long.
No, we've been together a while. Sorry, I just dropped my laptop off my lap.
Love you, Robert.
So much to say about that man. He actually is not the biological father of any of my children. He is their stepdad, but he stepped up and raised all 3 of them. So there's something.
Yeah, you wouldn't know though. Yeah, you wouldn't know.
Okay,
they're like his kids anyway.
Not sure this was missed, or maybe people didn't know it, but Linux is an operating system.
Oh shit! I didn't realize that. I didn't know that.
Oh.
I just thought it was a serious Linux is her other half. Okay. I'm sorry, did I do the correct pronoun there?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I just want to make sure because I'm very bad at that. I'm 54, so I have a hard time sometimes using correct pronouns. I try hard. But...
Well, I'm pretty sure I'm...
Yo, you look female. Sometimes I don't know.
I think I passed fairly well, but...
Hey, I know plenty of people that were assigned female at birth are non-binary now and look extremely female, and they go by they them. So
that's why I asked.
I don't blame you for asking. I think it's respectful. So thank you.
Well, you know me, Beck. You know I get upset when I misgender people. I get really upset with myself.
Oh yeah, she'll cry and run off.
I will.
Yeah, we all know.
Because it makes me sad that I was disrespectful like that.
Oh, yeah, but you're never being disrespectful by oopsing. It's not like you're not being malicious or something. You're not picking on people. You're actually being hard on yourself. So
that's kind of like
so don't try so damn hard. Just let it go.
It's not like my brother.
I'll work on it. I'm sorry, go ahead.
It's not like my brother who I had to block on Facebook because he kept sending me Ben Shapiro links.
Oh god.
Okay.
Yeah, and by the way, blessed be he has her husband has a really good relationship with all 3 of the kids. Yeah, like they know who their father is. They know who their dad is, though. There's a difference.
That and he enjoys Beck. I mean, him and Beck are friends. Him and Kyle are friends.
Yeah.
I mean, Beck and I had never actually met in person. It was just online, and he paid for me to go up to New Mexico to help Beck during his surgery. And he had never met Beck. He only talked to him. So, I mean,
And everybody was like, dude, are you crazy? What if this guy like kidnaps your wife or something? And he's like,
it ain't happening.
Nah, Beck, you don't know Beck. Beck wouldn't do something like that. Oh, hold on, hold that up. I gotta go solo so I can read that. This is screwed up, but I was reincarnated as a girl in another world.
The title caught my attention when I first saw it. So.
Right?
Well, wouldn't be the only one anime with somebody reincarnating into a different sex.
Oh, it's the entire genre of reincarnated in another world is just called isekai.
Yeah, it's easy. I actually, it's one of my favorite. Yeah, it's one of my favorite genres.
But like I saw
So
the
what's
title,
wrong with that, Azo? At least he's being honest. No, I'm kidding.
Beck, can I
no.
address that? Can I address that question you just put up? Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest here, and I might come across a little harsh, so I'm not trying to offend you, blessed be, but I have a huge problem with people thinking just if you're a good person, you have to be Christian. That's horse crap, because my husband, my 3 children, the lights of my life, they're all atheists. Or my husband's agnostic. So it has nothing to do with being Christian, being a good person. Being a good person is being a good person. It has nothing to do with religious beliefs, your spiritual beliefs, nothing. It's just being a good person and doing the right thing. So I'm sure you didn't mean to offend me, but on a certain level, that question really did kind of offend me, because it came across as if my husband can't be a good man because he's not Christian. The only way he can be a good man is to be Christian. And that absolutely just yuck.
And I'll have you know, that guy drives a long ways to work every day because he wants him and his wife in a good area where they're happy and it's quiet and, you know, they can enjoy their life outside of the work thing. He works his ass off. He still does like up and down ladders, painting, manual labor type job. And you know, he's 50 now?
He's 50 now. He's 50.
Okay. So he's, you know, he busts his ass. She'll be out working in the yard and hurts her back and comes in to take a break. Doesn't say anything to him. She'll come back later. He finished it. Like that's what they do for each other. He doesn't need to say, you know, hey baby, I'd like to have something home cooked for work tomorrow. He has something home cooked every fucking day that he takes to work with him. And all the guys sometimes beg him to have her make a lot and send it to work. And she does that, you know, because his work people are like his family. They've worked together a long time, you know.
So, in fact, she's
just good people.
Deb is such a good cook. You know, her food, some of her dishes, they taste exactly like Kentucky Fried Chicken, and they taste exactly like Wendy's. They're just precise. She even bought a bunch of fake bags to put them in and stuff.
Dad, this
no, she really does cook homemade. That's funny, Jenny. But no, she really does cook homemade.
Yeah, I was like, I want to laugh so hard right now. I don't even know what to say there.
Yeah, good point. Thank you, Brainless. Shanny for Christ and her husband, Rev, are horrible people, but yet they claim to be Christians and praise God while I'm smoking this crack.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Deb, have you been in here before when Blessed Be He has been here?
No, I have not. I've never seen that.
But remember, John Wilkes Booth was a Christian.
Blessed Be He is a troll.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Here I was trying to be nice to them. Well, excuse me. I'm going to take that.
Let me put it this way. Blessed be He has good intentions, but keeps preaching to us. And I keep telling them we're not talking about religion. Drop it. And they keep talking about religion. So we don't talk about religion here because everybody else in the damn community does. You can go harass everybody else about
somebody
religion.
else. Yeah.
So you want to talk about everything else? Cool.
Yeah, because I was going to just point out, Beck, the next thing out of my mouth towards them was like, if you actually knew me as a human being and knew the lifestyle and everything that I believe in and embrace in my life, you'd run the other motherfucking direction. Because Beck knows me. Beck knows me down to the core. He knows everything about me. There's no secrets. And I would. She'd run away from me. She'd say, there's no way you're a good person because of the way I choose to live my life. So, you know, whatever.
Oh, by the way, and you know, here's another thing. This atheist Deb over here.
Yeah.
Her daughter is a school teacher, and her daughter, like every other school teacher, has to provide a lot of the stuff for the kids to actually do things in school and learn and have hands-on learning. So Deb treats those kids like her grandkids, and she buys them a present every so often. And she buys like a whole bunch of paper and crayons and whatever her daughter says they need. And she takes it down there and stuffs it in the closet at her daughter's work. That's what she does. Because
that's just who I am. That's just
her
who
daughter
I am.
is a teacher who doesn't have a lot of money and is trying to give her kids at school a good education. So she supports that. Don't have to be Christian to do that either.
You mean teachers are underpaid? I find that hard to believe.
Oh, let me tell you.
Substitute teachers. My
daughter works in Las Vegas, so I don't run down to put them in her classroom. I mail them to her, but because I'm in Oregon. But the thing with it, the teachers almost went on strike because they were like, we're not giving you any raise, nothing like that. But then they said, they come back and they go, oh, well, we'll give you this much, but then you're going to have to pay it back by losing your vacation time. I was like, are they out of their goddamn minds? Especially, it was so ridiculous. They almost freaking struck over it, which is just not good.
Teachers being underpaid, why that's just a conspiracy he brought to you by a big education.
Okay, can I say something about that comment about prison, or are we moving on from that?
No, go ahead. So based on 3% of the 3% of the prison population is atheist.
Hold on, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. Sorry.
We interrupted Porpoise.
No. She was correcting my error.
Okay.
0.03%.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Also, I am a substitute teacher.
Oh, so you are well aware. You're well aware.
Yeah.
So yeah, the thing I was saying is like, so you want to take a guess at why there's so many theists in jail? Because they're in jail. They'll say anything and do anything to get the fuck out of jail. That's why. They're not. Do you really think that they've truly converted? Some have. Good for them. If it works for you, good for you. The majority of them, I almost guarantee that they are full of crap.
But see, you have to understand the rehab programs they have in the prisons that actually have them. They're Christian based. They're trying to make them all theists.
I've had friends that have left prison.
You give more money to the
church. Have converted.
No, I agree. I have a nephew who's spent the majority of his adult life in prison, and he is converted, and he's Christian now, and good for him. It works for him. It helps him lead a better life. Absolutely freaking awesome. That's fantastic. But I don't believe that the majority of them.
I don't care.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Well, we have to keep in mind that the prison population directly correlates to the general population, and the general population in this country is of a Christian persuasion.
Well, but if we include the non-religious figure, I think it's about 25% of the U.S. population is either none or non-affiliated now, and that number keeps growing. Yes. And that's a much higher percentage of the population than 0.03%. Do
you want to say hi?
Right.
And you know the fucked up thing about that, Robert? Because Robert said, want to get out of jail earlier? Say you were a theist. And the fucked up thing about that is, go right back up to this fucking statistic up here. Where to go? 0.03% are atheists. So the people that they're letting out of jail early because they're saying they're theists are the ones that are more likely to reoffend.
Well,
it's also worth noting. It's also worth noting that statistic is also taken from people going into the system, not from people who convert while they're in the system.
Yes, Ember.
Well,
yes, I know.
Which is
fucked up because they are the people committing the crime. Look at the mass shooters. They're like 98.9% cis white Christian male between the ages of what is it, 18 and 32 or 18 and 24 or no, 22 and 34, I don't know, somewhere in there. But they're all, hey, wait a minute, we have a Marty. They're all they're like literally almost all fucking Christians.
Okay.
They identify as Christians.
Since we have this person,
what's up?
Would the world be cooler if we had Wiccans going around door to door offering spells to people, and maybe a Satru going around offering mead?
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
I'm so
I think
sorry.
everybody should have some weed.
Could you
I
say
thought
that
you-
one more time? I'm sorry. I just totally blanked out was because I was looking at my husband and he distracted me. What did you just say, Sinister?
Would the world be cooler if Wiccans went door to door offering spells to people, like the Jehovah's Witnesses and the Mormons
Mm-hmm.
offer their tracts and books, and a Satru went around door to door selling like appropriate sacred weapons for their gods and mead? Not weed, mead.
Mead.
And
I would take the
also,
mead and the
you
weed.
could
So,
have- you could have the local stoner guy that owns the pot shop go around and sell weed. I mean, I don't see why not. It's legal in most
There you
states. They
go.
should be able to sell it door to door.
I'm about to light up.
Order it
Sorry, it's
online,
going
so
on.
he
the
delivers
same
it to your
thing.
house.
Who just said that? Who just
It's
said they're
like
about to light up?
Amazon, but it's
Kyle
weed
said
is all.
that. I'm Kyle.
Kyle said.
Hey, I'd like to point out it's not legal in my state.
Oh, it's so very legal in mine. Come visit me. You can literally grow it in your front yard here in Oregon, and they don't do anything about it.
Yeah, it's not legal here,
I
but that's
wish
never
I could do
stopped me.
that.
Listen, like every trans person, I have plans, if things go wrong, to book it to the Pacific Northwest and possibly to Canada.
Well, if
Yes,
Beck
we
and
do.
I ever get everything figured out with our lives and everything, we have a plan. We have this great plan.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna buy land, and out here in Oregon, it's pretty plentiful. Like there, where I live anyway, in Newburgh, it's plentiful. And we're gonna do a tiny home community, and we're going to make it all. We're all going to be inclusive. We're gonna do solar. We're gonna recycle rainwater. We're gonna recycle bath water. We're gonna be doing our own plants, everything. Canning, everything is going to be, we're going to be as off the grid as possible. And it's not just going to be permanent housing that's going to be there. It's going to be, people can come up and rent for 2 nights or whatever they want to do. Because
yeah, we're gonna have like an Airbnb, couple little tiny homes that are Airbnb, like 2 or 3, and then some RV slots people can pull through and stay. And then we're going to have I want to have at least 4, maybe 6 of people, permanent residents that kind of do a co-op thing. Like they help with the garden. They get to eat the vegetables with us kind of thing. Right.
My recommend if you're going to do beds and stuff, make sure that you use metal instead of wood.
Yes.
Sumami, the reason I don't do that, even though I could go across the border and get it, is because my mother was schizoaffective bipolar.
Oh. I understand. Porpoise. Do you like to be Sinister or Porpoise, or do you prefer something else? I don't know what to call you.
I mean, it's just a ridiculous screen name. It doesn't matter.
Okay, I'm gonna call you Sinister then.
I just call her Porpoise, but whatever. I think everybody uses both names. I don't think it matters.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Until I get my PhD, and then it's going to be Dr. Porpoise.
Oh, sweet. Are you really working on your PhD?
I've got a long way to go. I've just started my master's.
Oh, well, good for you, though. That's freaking awesome. That's awesome.
And I've got work to do over spring break, which I really am annoyed about. But
Porpoise, my daughter ended up not getting her PhD. She just got a second master's degree because it was so expensive to get her PhD. She said she was going to end up paying like $300 a credit or some god awful thing like that where she was going to school. So she has 2 master's degree in education, one in administrative education and one in just whatever her education one was, I'm not sure. But then she has a bachelor's degree in history. So she's a teacher. So you got to be, I think you have to hold your.
Depends on the state.
Huh?
Depends on the state.
Yes, ma'am. I agree.
Like in my state, if I wanted to go full time, I need to go through a teacher certification program. And actually, I think I just need to pass the content exam for what I want to teach, along with the general education exam.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I probably should have taken the computer science degree exam because that's what my degree is in, but And I guess it's different for the high schools too, because a lot of high school teachers will come in like from different industries.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Because it's, I mean, a lot of times it's people who did not consider education as a career, and something just happened. Like in my case, it was the pandemic.
Yep. That's why I left medicine. It's the pandemic. I couldn't do it anymore.
I want my baby back, baby back.
God dang it, Beck.
Now I want ribs.
Yeah, me too. Thanks.
Please, baby back ribs.
I don't need more.
It's
food
all
today.
Sumami's fault. She suggested it. I was just singing it for her.
Now I'm going to sing it. Thanks. You're so sweet. What a lovely human being you are, Beck, to share that with me.
Hey,
Earworm.
I would
want
just
my
like to-
baby back ribs.
He's trying to say something.
Go ahead, Kyle.
I was just gonna update y'all and say that for a non-legal state that sells THCA from vape shops, this stuff's pretty great. Like
Yeah.
yeah. Like
We're good.
it's so weird. Like being in Indiana where it's Delta 9 is illegal.
But Delta 8 isn't.
Well,
When did
THCA.
they finally make it illegal?
Well, they sell THCA products, which there's a loophole saying that Delta 9 is illegal. It says nothing about its derivatives.
Oh,
Yep.
interesting.
So they can sell THCA, which,
Yep.
if you didn't know, any weed that hasn't had flame to it is THCA. Once you add heat, it turns to Delta 9.
But the thing is, where I live, I can just go across the border into Illinois.
Nah,
If I wanted
yeah,
to
you
do
see,
that.
that's the thing though. I have extreme anxiety about car rides that are more than 30, 40 minutes. So I could go across the border to Illinois, but I just don't.
I found an itchy spot.
It stems from
She's making a funny look.
Here in Minnesota, we're allowed to have no more than 10 pounds, and we are not allowed to grow more than 50 plants at a time.
What Indiana did instead of legalizing like medical marijuana is they made CBD oil legal for sale.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm
Hello,
absolutely 100% spoiled rotten because everything is legal here in Oregon. As long as it's bought through legal channels, it is completely legal in here. And I can't deal, but I can have it on me. I can have a certain amount. So I can get I do my mushrooms, my stems and stuff like that for my mental health disorders. Completely legal.
Okay, I have a question about that.
I'm gonna have to get a video of Molly doing that face.
Yes, Kyle.
Oh, so what is like the legality behind magic mushrooms where you are?
There really isn't any. It's the amount that you carry. This is the only.
Okay, well, what is that?
That I will have to look up for you because I don't ever carry more than I keep it in a baggie at home. In my house, I can keep as much as I want. Okay, up to I believe it's 5 pounds, which is a shit ton of mushrooms. Yeah, but I have to keep them in my home. To take them on my person, I cannot take more than it's so little. It's like 2 or 3 doses of my stems that I use to keep my depression at bay. So
yeah,
you see,
I'll have to look it up
used
because I could
magic
be wrong.
mushrooms. I used magic mushrooms to as an experiment to see what it would do to my depression, and this was several years ago. But I took probably 3 grams, and it was quite a trip. But
yeah,
afterwards, I felt this afterglow effect that lasted pretty much the whole year.
you get a glow. Yes, no, I'm with you on that. I do get that glow as well.
Kyle and I were
haven't
just
done
talking
it
about this,
since
I
then,
believe.
Go ahead.
Kyle and I were talking about this, I believe, yesterday. I saw an article about they are experimenting with LSD for anxiety, and they're giving them a very, very small amount, and they're having relief from anxiety for like 10 to 12 hours.
So ketamine is a good one too. Ketamine's doing some really great things with depression patients, but only some of them. Not everybody's going to respond the same way in a positive manner. But it's it just depends on the person and the type of depression and the type of person, their metabolism, all that stuff. But I've heard ketamine is something else. I'm a little bit afraid to try it because I get freaked out when I get you don't get the trails when you smoke too much and all that. I get freaked out by those trailers, so I have to be really careful how much extra stuff I do.
We were on the edge of the desert, just outside of Barstow, when the drugs began to kick in.
Nice. Oh, good God. Come here, buddy.
Read the movie,
Come here. Can you say hi? Can you say hi to everybody? No.
I think it's correct to call the movie an acid trip.
I believe you are correct.
There you go. Thank you, on Jersey. I like my mods. Yeah, so this is a link to that breakthrough therapy with LSD. I'm like totally for it if I can get off the crappy antidepressants I use. I mean, they're not bad, but nothing takes care of everything. So if it's going to raise the percentage of how much it's helping people, then I'm game to try it.
I'd give it a shot.
I'm afraid.
Only if you do too much.
Blessed be he. I don't think
500 micrograms is too much.
Hold on, guys. Hold on. Blessed, look, you are harassing one of the best people we know and love. You shut the fuck up. Okay? Do you got that, kid?
Here.
Shut up. We don't want to hear your crap.
And I believe if you say Titan's name twice, he shows up. And there's some weird YouTube rule that he has to have like a moderator wrench in every channel he joins.
Stop.
I think it's
no. It's not that they're the. Sorry, Porpoise. It's not that they're the worst and they just block Christians. They'll block anybody that's being an asshole. And when you go into someone's chat and someone says, "Hey, we're not talking about this," and we are here. You've been here for what, at least 45 minutes now. You're still talking about fucking religion after I've asked you multiple times. That's the part you're not getting. You're not listening. You're listening to yourself and no one else. And they are trying to tell you to drop it and leave it alone. And then you continue to do it. And then you're like, oh, they're horrible. They banned me. Well.
No, you don't get banned for being a Christian. You get banned for being an asshole. And that's what you're being.
For you.
You're absolutely 100% being that because you're not listening to what people are saying and you're not hearing their truth in their chat with their friend. So you need to stop. Beck's right. You need to stop. So Tsunami, so Sanjur, quit picking on people. That's what you're doing. You're a bully. And you're doing it in the name of God. So shut the fuck up. Oh, I just went on a tangent. I'm so sorry.
What are you sorry for? Fucking be sorry for fucking.
It's not
on my fucking channel.
It's not my channel. It's your channel. And I just went on a fucking tirade.
They're lucky I'm not in the chat right now.
Deb, you're like my sister. You can say where the fuck you want.
At least you didn't go on a tangent explaining tangent as the ratio of opposite to adjacent of a right triangle, thus turning it into a bad math joke.
Oh, God.
Look at that. Painful. I'm not talking about religion. I am addressing atheists and Nazis.
That's what religion is.
Connected to religion.
And no talking about math.
These were fucking
You'll make my brain bleed.
Yeah, please. Math.
Stop.
I'm not talking about religion. I'm talking about atheists.
I can't
talk
math.
about something else.
I haven't started reading math. Can't math.
I can't math either, Marty. Not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
I was exempt from algebra 2.
Chinese.
I wish there were no connection between computer science and math.
Wouldn't that be nice?
No, unfortunately, only the early
look.
were mathematicians.
I don't use math. I just point telescope at star and go, ooh.
I've been my telescope out for a while. Of course, I live in a city, so it's just as worthwhile to take out the binoculars.
No.
Somebody's asking for a treat.
He just got one like 2 minutes ago.
He got one at the start of the
He's
show.
still literally looking at me, licking his lips from finishing chewing it.
Hey, you don't have to psychoanalyze me.
Hey, Jason.
Not you, Kyle. You lick your lips all the time.
It's because they're dry because of this freaking weed.
Well,
Which in hindsight is my fault, but you know.
My cat has been trying to train me whenever I come home that it
Why
goes
not?
straight to like the area where her treats are kept and starts pawing there because she wants treats when I come home.
Yes. Oh, mine demand it. They stand there and wait. And if I come home from the store and I have groceries, I'm putting all the groceries away. They just sit. They're like, one's right here in front of my monitor, one's right here on my chair or on the counter, and they're just staring at me. And as soon as I get done, the meowing starts. And the I love you. Can I have it? You just came home. I go outside sometimes. I'll fuck around outside for like 15, 20 minutes. I come back in. I'm like, no, I did not leave. You know I was outside. You fucking heard me. Don't try that shit. And then they're like, and they just walk away.
So Jason,
You know.
if you give my husband 10 minutes to get home, I'm going to start drinking as well. So you could do it with me. That would be great.
Yeah, I think Molly's starting to pick up on her routine. You know, usually put her in their crate at night when they take the bird out, so you know there's no accidents or anything. But last night I was a little late taking her out, so Molly comes up, sits there and starts whining at me. And, like I look at them like, oh yeah, it's time to take the bird out. She wanted to go in the crate.
Blessed be he. You've been corrected on this point more than once. Maya is not an atheist.
Yes, she is not. And
she is
Maya
a paragon of patience, though.
She is a very patient person. And by the way, if you think I'm not, you better pay attention because you're still in that chat. So
Which surprises me.
She's not an atheist? I didn't
don't
know
tell
that.
me that all
No,
the
she's not.
guys, don't tell me all the guys are mean to you because I've been really nice.
She actually, Maya just kind of, I think Maya's still filling things out, right? Trying to figure out what her belief system is and where she's going and what she's doing. Because she's never outright said she was an atheist. She does hang out with a lot of atheists. But she just never said, because last time I talked to Maya, she was still going to church. And she moved across country to be with Oz so she could figure her own stuff out and everything.
No, that's Jenna.
Well, that because she loved Oz.
No, that's
Oz.
Jenna. That's
Jenna,
I'm
sorry.
not Maya.
What did I say? Maya. Oh God, I got them confused. I did. Sorry, but yeah. Sorry. I'm gonna shut up.
No, but yeah, no, Jenna's super happy right now. No, Maya, she's I don't know, like believer light.
Yes.
She believes, but she doesn't fall for all the she believes to a point, but I don't think she doesn't fall for all like the tropes and shit that the Christian community puts out there to make people hate each other and shit. She doesn't fall for that.
My ex-husband was like that. He believed in a God, but not like the way that like the church and Christianity kind of put it. Like he believed in something that like he's all science all day. So he doesn't believe in evolution. He knows evolution's a fact, but he thinks that something got it started from somewhere. And then
so he's a deist?
And then
A deist?
Deism.
I guess so, if that's what you want to call it. But like he doesn't believe in the Bible, he doesn't believe in heaven and hell, he doesn't believe in any of that stuff. He hasn't gone to church, he's not into that. In which my ex-mother-in-law hated me because she thought that I turned him into an atheist because I'm pagan. I'm like, no, I'm gonna turn him into
Wouldn't you turn him into a pagan if you're pagan?
Yeah, exactly. Wouldn't I like try and make him come with me instead of
why would you create an atheist, make someone an atheist if you're pagan? You would think you'd get him into making like poultices and
right. I got the ritual.
See, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't even make sense.
Yeah,
it's like blaming a Christian because someone became an atheist. It just doesn't make sense.
Not to mention,
I don't care what religion you are, as long as I can.
I will go back and get some
adrenochrome.
Wow, would you, my prince?
I just had to mute her. I'm sorry, Jenny. Say that again.
I said that I don't care what religion somebody is, as long as I can suck off their adrenochrome.
Not to mention there are plenty of people.
Okay, I guess y'all don't know that conspiracy.
Never mind.
No, I do. I like.
I don't want to know. Not to mention that there are also plenty of people in this community who don't identify as atheists because there are certain atheists they just don't want to be identified with.
Makes sense.
I would rather, I don't call myself an atheist, but I don't really care if people use that label to describe me. It's not an insult. that's not even necessarily accurate. But I just don't want to be associated with people like, I almost said Darth Dawkins, Richard Dawkins, or Sargon of Akkad.
Yeah. Number 2, and peace.
Sorry about that, Beck.
Oh, you're fine. I'll just mute your ass. It's all right.
Rusty, I said, did you get me beer? And he says, yes. He goes, does my princess need me to bring it back here to you? I'm like, would you, my king? Yep,
oh, he said
spoiled.
princess. He usually says
did.
queen.
He did. Yeah, he called me a prince. Well, he heard me saying to you that you call me a pampered princess, so that's why he.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
Yeah. I'll keep him.
You should. You should.
It's been long enough. I wouldn't know how to break in a new one even if I wanted to, which I don't. But
See, and that's the thing, Brainless, is there's lots of atheist people in our huge atheist community. If you take all of them, all the little sections, and have them all in one big circle, that a lot of us don't get along with and don't like, and we don't speak to those people. Some of them hate LGBTQ plus people. Some of them are racist. Some of them are prejudiced against anybody. I mean, that happens. You know, it's not like, are those people around very much? No, we all push them out. But the point is that no matter what group you're in, you're going to find a variety of people. You're going to find people you love, and you're going to find people you hate. And what I would rather somebody say to me, hey, I hate your guts, than try to be Christian and be nice to me and then talk shit behind my back. So I'll take the atheist way of us just cut dry saying fuck you over the Christian way of, you poor, sweetheart, you poor thing. Yeah, no, I don't need that shit.
Bless your heart.
Blessed be he. When did you stop beating your husband?
And why are we why are we going into no? That's all. Nope.
I don't care why anyone believes what they believe. And when I tell me, it's sometimes interesting, but
I'll just say that when I was down on my luck and I didn't have enough money to buy food, it wasn't the churches, it wasn't my own Christian family that helped. It was a bunch of atheists online. So
yeah,
there's that.
Yeah.
Tubian, you have to suck off because it's a vampire kind of thing.
Blessed be he. I worship black holes, and you are like a black hole for conversation, which is a fun coincidence. Huh. See, I love Jason. He's always making light of the situation.
Black holes are pretty cool, dude.
So I would recommend you go read the Tao Te Ching. It'll take you about an hour. Blessed be he, and then come back here.
Yeah. Wait an hour and 22 minutes.
That was slick there, Beck. I like that.
And seriously,
well, that way she'd only be in long enough for us to tell her to shut up again, and then we'd be leaving. So
perfect.
And it should take you about an hour to read the Tao Te Ching.
It's an interesting read.
Tubian being dirty. No way. That's like Brainless being a pervert. Oh, come on now. Actually, you two are both pervy. You should get along well.
Oh my god.
No, it's
yes, it's a pagan book. Oh my god.
Philosophy is about my favorite, so.
Well, actually, it was intended to be more of a philosophy than in a religious view, but it kind of got turned into more of a religious thing.
Which is why there's both a philosophy and a religion. Which are at odds with each other, oddly enough.
Because of that other word. What is it? Science. That's it.
Man.
Science. Oh.
No, I mean, philosophical Taoism and religious Taoism are at odds with each other.
Oh, yeah.
Like I said, it was a funny thing. It was never really originally intended to be a religion, though.
Yeah, and well,
You know-
we all know why they started out with religions.
Beck,
Because
I was
if
talking.
people are running around afraid of their shadows and the black cats, they don't get a lot of work done, do they? No, they walk around all day freaking out and telling other people to freak out with them. So if you have something that makes them feel safe, and let's call it a crutch, if you have a crutch you can give them to make their day easier and better and make them feel safe, they're going to be more productive members of society, aren't they? They're going to do things like have children and raise them well and go out and work and build you a temple. Just saying.
Hey, I think you should read it. It doesn't even
Go to bed,
contradict
fucker.
Christianity in any way.
Jason,
There you
it's
go.
time.
You can be a philosophical Taoist and a Christian. There's no contradiction.
Give them a crotch? Huh?
Don't we all have crutches?
Crutch.
Crutch.
Yeah.
Crutch. Yes, crutch. Yes, crutch.
Beck, you and I were talking the other day. Me being an amateur astrophotographer and like looking out into the universe as deep as I can every night, the stories that humans make around deities, gods, whatever, they just seem less logical. Like, it's so big out there that why would it be centered around a species of apes that are so violent that we can't even get along? Like, what's so different about us besides
we can't even
arbitrary
educate our
things?
kids in the same school without somebody shooting somebody. I mean, it's true. You're absolutely right. And we're not that great. That's why I say that. If we were really that great, and if
so hard to
God
put
made
into
us to
words.
be so fucking perfect and all this shit, and we're gonna, we pray to God, we're gonna be awesome. If that was all true, then our society would be amazing right now, and everybody would believe in God. Everybody. But there's a huge percentage of the population that doesn't in the entire world. Huge percent. And it gets bigger every year. And that's because people have more information. Back when religion was started, there was only let's say you have a village of 1,000 people and you have a king and his little people with him. Do you know how many people in that village back in that day how to read and write? Like 3 to 5 of them. Just like the king and his bitches. That was it. Nobody else knew how to read and write. So these people, you told them stuff, they believed it. And to this day, that still happens. To this day, people stand up on a pulpit and take little snippets of the Bible, most of it out of context, and web a little weave of what they want everybody to believe because that's what the other guy told them to do with it. And
it's called indoctrination.
His guy told him, and his guy told him, and here we are, and we're how many years later?
It's called the telephone game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a 6,000 year fucking game of gossip.
One of my favorite parts of the Bible is where it tells priests how to do an abortion.
Yeah, there's that. There's also the parts of the Bible that couldn't have been true, like Jesus was wandering in the desert alone, yet somebody recorded what he said to. Yeah, okay.
A global
flood.
There's the whole thing.
Global flood, the heat problem.
Yeah. It's just man's interpretation of what they think happened. So therefore, the Bible is completely fallible because it is man's interpretation. I can read it and think one thing, and another person can read it and think another. So, if anybody wants to say the Bible's right, well then, bitch, you better get out your stick and start beating your children because that's what the Bible says. Spare the rod, spoil the child. Okay?
Another one of my favorite parts is how Noah ends up drunk in a cave, and that's how his story ends.
That's it? Well, shit, I want to know a story. I want to get drunk in a cave. Anybody want to come with me?
He just sums up as a drunk in a cave.
That sums it up. It was just a drunk dream.
Oh, I apologize, Sumami. Only 2,000 years back.
Another really
How
good
long do we
part is
need?
when after Lot offers his daughters up to be assaulted in Sodom.
Yeah.
After the whole thing, how they get him drunk.
Yeah, so like the first,
and try to get impregnated by him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, his daughters rape him. Yeah,
that's because those, on the crucifix there's that little bandy, banner, a little thing across the top, and it says INRI. That's a Greek abbreviation, and the translation is "we'll fuck anything." It's
So there's also
the Christians just decided to pretend that one didn't exist. So
another good part is this: they're going through all these Jewish laws, and all of a sudden it goes into a story about a donkey to see if people are paying attention.
And there's
Sorry,
also yeah, and there's also the question of exactly how he was able to procreate with his daughters. If he was that drunk, they didn't even know it was his daughter.
Honestly,
or he just didn't care.
So.
Oh, and by
moving
the way,
on.
If anyone wants to, I highly recommend you read the Bible, because those aren't the only surprises in the Bible for anyone who actually reads it.
I have one. I was given one by a homeless lady who said God told her that I have a great destiny to be a great preacher and to lead more people to the Lord. I was like, and I'm walking around Walmart parking lot going, are you a Christian? Do you want a Bible? No, I have a Bible, but you should keep it. You should read it. It'll change your life. I'm like, I have no need for this. So
yeah.
And it's cheap paper. I can't even roll a joint with it. So please just take the Bible.
It's in the back seat of my car, so it's just sitting there. So I mean,
I guess if you got desperate, you could use it for toilet paper.
Yeah,
I know somebody used it to roll joints.
I do use it for toilet
usually
paper.
burns well for campfires.
Spare.
That's good,
right, Jenny?
Good one.
It takes
good
about
one.
three pages on my size book.
No,
You crumble them up. You crumble them up a bunch and open them up, and then crumble them again. It gets pretty soft.
Yeah. You could just make it look worn and used, like Schindler's List.
Yeah, I knew somebody used the Bible for smoking weed. They rolled their joints with it.
Oh, it tastes awful though.
It's
I bet it's like being force-fed bullshit, huh, Kyle?
As ridiculous as some parts of the Bible are, at least it doesn't have a story involving Bronze Age submarines.
Oh God.
I'm about halfway through Psalms.
So, what's everyone's favorite
Jason ran
medieval
out of
torture
Bible.
device?
Wait a minute. How do you run out of Bibles? I ran out of Bible. That's
during the TV shortage.
Look, Kentucky the Atheist. It did change my life. Made me realize all those people acting crazy on Sunday are in fact crazy.
Deb, we should do that. We should get rolls of toilet paper printed as pages of the Bible.
The thing is, I'm sure, but
I bet you we would sell a ton of them.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
The atheist community
Ember.
would go insane.
Ember, just in case, go check your breaker box, because sometimes the power will flip off, flip back on, it'll pop your breaker box. So you might have your main breaker might need to be reset.
I'm sure when Texas had those deep freezes, there were some people who actually did burn pages in their Bible.
Absolutely.
Their only option.
Yeah, you can hollow out the Bible and hide liquor and guns in it.
Yeah, it's
like
true.
The
They
mafia.
did it. It works in movies. Why not in real life?
Yeah, what the heck?
Get yourself a holy flask.
Yeah.
Back in the day when they banned everything, people literally used to hollow out their books, and they would do the Bible, but the Bible was most popular to do because nobody would check it. Like no one would face a Bible.
Yep.
That's one of the common misconceptions about prohibition. They didn't actually ban alcohol; they banned selling it.
Yes.
So you could drink it, you just couldn't sell it.
Purchase it.
You
You
can't buy
couldn't
it
purchase
anywhere.
Yeah.
Buy it, but you could drink it. Okay.
Or you can make it.
But then they make Sinister, didn't they make the regulations on it like so you couldn't make, because any homemade moonshine was illegal at that point because it was too high grain alcohol or something like that.
Yeah, but I also know you could buy things like that said, warning, if you put things together in this way and do this, essentially the end product would be wine.
Okay, there we go.
Some
There we go.
moonshiners can make moonshine that's like 90-95% pure.
Yes.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Oh
It
yeah,
is
but
so
boy, does it do the
disgusting.
job.
Oh yes,
Oh,
yes.
it'll do the job, all right.
It will also, like, if you have to get stitches out in the wild and you're off the grid, just pour that moonshine in there. It'll completely clean it out. There'll be
Oh
no
yeah,
need for
it'll kill
antibiotics.
everything. Yes, such a high percentage of alcohol. It's true. Like you get drunk back in the day when I was 16, I think 17 was the first time I think I was 16. First time I ever had moonshine, and this guy was handed around in fucking solo cups back before they were popular. And back when they were thicker though too, right? They weren't the cheap ones. But anyways, he was handing around solo cups. Next thing I know, we all wake up. We're all like laying around the huge campfire, fucking bonfire area. Everybody's passed out. It's just the lights just coming up. There's like fog and dew everywhere, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
Blessed,
lost like 2 hours
you
of my
ran
life.
through
Have
this,
no
this
idea what
very,
happened.
very stupid little argument last time you were here. Why don't you just once again shut the F up?
Why don't you come on in, Blessed, if you need to talk to everybody so bad?
Hell no.
Yeah, I'll talk to you.
I'll destroy you, but you can come in. Sorry.
Mark Reed's live in 15 minutes.
Back to the moonshine thing. I'm so sorry, Marty. I didn't mean
No,
to.
you're fine. I was just saying Mark Reed is live in 15 minutes on Modern Day Debate.
Oh,
wait,
I wish you wouldn't go over
thing
there. They don't deserve somebody as smart as him.
They do.
They
They do modern day debate.
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn
See, Deb doesn't even know.
my son is a debater, but he's also an atheist. So if they're gonna debate shit, that he would, and he's really good. He was a California state champ. So I would love to see him go on some show and destroy some religious people because he's so good at it. He's so good with the.
Well, you need to start a little bit smaller with people that like get in with people that stream on there already, and then they just put them in after that.
Oh, okay.
I'll
mention it to him. Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense.
But Blessed, I think you should look around for a guy on YouTube by the name of Aaron Ra, ARONRA.
Fucking love Aaron Ra.
And get him in a live stream and challenge his knowledge. Yeah, I think you should challenge him. You could probably beat him.
In fact, he's streaming right now.
Well, the problem with modern day debate is they had like one or two moderators that actually did their job, and those people aren't there anymore. So that no one moderates a fucking thing on MDD. They will let people say some mean ass shit and then shut up the atheist and shit. Yeah, no, they'll do shit.
Yeah, they
just let it go. They don't say anything at all.
Yeah, the moderator. The moderators basically just collect super chats just to read.
Yeah, he loves a dumpster fire.
So
I still watch it because I like a dumpster fire.
Sinister, I was going to tell you, I have a brother-in-law who is Serbian, and they have this tradition that he buys this alcohol from his relatives that are still in Yugoslavia, or what's left of it anyway. And he, every time he comes to your house, for the first time, he has to bring you this alcohol, right? So he brought it to me, and he's like, it's a tradition that you have a shot. I'm like, well, fuck, okay, I'll shoot it. I don't give a shit. It's my brother-in-law. Let's do it. Holy Mary, Mother of God. That stuff was so bad that you literally would start farm equipment. If you got desperate, it would be used to start farm equipment. That fucker said, take a shot, Deb. Oh, you fuck stick.
Put that shit in the tractor, and all of a sudden it's got like 2,000 more pounds of torque.
Something to strip paint with.
Oh my God, it was awful. So I'm like, oh, dude, why would you do that? He goes, well, you only offer this drink to somebody that is family so that you know that they'll love you even though you give them this bad drink, and they'll take it from you knowing it's bad, but they're gonna just say, okay, I'll shoot it with you because you're family. And I'm like, so this is a sign of love, you sadistic motherfucker? Give me a break. He's like, yeah, we're Serbian, we're weird. I'm like, okay, sir.
I love you. Here's some
that's like the Chicago tradition of drinking that nasty fucking shit. And they do that to their friends. Oh, you're in Chicago, you gotta drink this. But it's horrible. Yeah, but you have to drink it. What? Do you want them never to come back? Why are you doing it?
Lately, I'd recommend the one I've been getting into lately that I like is Tullamore Dew Irish whiskey.
You want a good Irish whiskey? I hate to say it, it's totally commercial, and I think the guy's a complete douchebag. But Proper 12 is a good whiskey.
Proper 12? Oh,
Yeah,
I'll give it a try.
Conor McGregor makes it, and he's a complete douchebag, horrible human being. He is. He doesn't. The things that he does, he did against lower. I don't know what his real life is like. I just know him as a fighter, and I don't like the way he handles himself. But I tried it once, and his whiskey is so goddamn smooth. That shit goes down like water. It is so good, but you get so messed up.
I just want to say I'm Pennsylvania Dutch, and our traditions are doing things like painting signs on barns.
No, I don't really drink to get
At least
messed
if
up.
you're fancy Dutch.
Yeah, I don't really drink to get messed up. I just like some stuff with that the flavor.
Then you would love Proper 12. It's got a great flavor. It's very smooth, very good whiskey.
And one of my favorite things about the hex signs, which is what they're called, is that there's like this huge body of like magical lore that's sprang up around them. But the entire reason they were created in the first place is someone got sick of looking at a red barn. They were created just for decoration.
That works for me.
Yeah.
I like you, Jason.
You guys are funny. Jason's great. He's really he's just a good dude. But he's funny as
because
hell.
I've never actually talked with like Jason or Marty or Porpoise before tonight.
I think you've only been on with one stream with Porpoise, and you ended up leaving early or something.
That could be.
But no, yeah, Marty. I hadn't talked to Marty in a couple of years, and she started coming around, so I started giving her links every Sunday.
Yeah, I had to make a withdrawal from everything for the last probably about 4 or 5 months because my anxiety's been out of control. I don't even like doing live streams anymore because this is the first one I've been in like 5 months. Because doing my own live streams gives me fucking anxiety now, and I just got to get things under control.
That sucks.
Yeah, and I enjoy it.
This link is via Porpoise, you guys. So there you go.
Okay.
Well, let's hope it's the right link, because I'm having problems with it.
Yeah, I know all about anxiety issues.
Yeah,
no, I don't know anything.
I think
I don't know anything about anxiety.
Mage, I think we've actually talked about it a few times because I did. I've done quite a few TikTok videos or even like YouTube stuff on anxiety and different mental health stuff that we've talked about. It's funny that I do them on mental health and how to deal with it, but yet my own anxiety got the better of me and I can't deal with it anymore.
Yeah, funny how that works, ain't it?
Ain't it a bitch?
Yeah.
There is a link to a hex sign if you want to show it. The actual image, not the...
Show it.
I think he just went to the bathroom because he's muted and walked away.
I might be able to. If I can find a bigger one, that would be better. I mean, if you know what hex signs are, you know what they look like.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what hex signs look like. See you, Kentucky. Don't get caught with your cousin.
Later.
That's nice.
If you want to see what one looks like, there's the JPEG link is a link to a hex sign. It's
Thanks
one
for stopping by, brother.
It's one my grandfather had in his garage for years. If Beck wants to show it, I don't know how big it's going to be though.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, that's a good example of one.
See.
There you go, guys.
Yeah.
Nice.
Looks like a coat of arms almost.
Yeah, it does, doesn't
Almost.
it? That's what I was thinking.
Almost.
Yeah, they're just for nice.
I can't draw a straight line with a ruler, so good for anybody who can paint this.
Kentucky
Oh,
Atheist
really?
said, "Get caught.
Marty.
Hell, it's acceptable here."
Marty, I'm with you. I'm an abstract painter because I can't actually do any real drawing. So
Oh, I can't even do that. I have no business trying to do
Same.
Yeah.
I have
I'm
no
business.
talents. I just have my autism powers. I have no other talents.
Hey, those are superpowers. They're very much superpowers.
Yeah, I'm watch Hollywood. It's always is a superpower.
Yes, but sometimes you get useful autistic superpowers, like you're really good at programming, and other times you get like I can
useless
remember
ones like me that don't do anything with their lives. Right.
Knock it off. Knock it off, Beck. You're not allowed to talk about yourself like that. Not while I'm around.
Honesty sucks, doesn't it?
Oh, shut up. You're an awesome person.
like being able to remember everything on young Sheldon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, that would be
I
great,
remember all
wouldn't
kinds
it?
of shit from my childhood.
Yeah.
I wish I could forget, to be honest with you. It'd be great if I could forget about my childhood.
It'll get easier with age. Well, you'll probably figure it out soon enough because forgetting things gets way too
better
easy
with age. I've been fighting this shit for fucking 40 some odd years.
Well, it's because, it's like a fine wine. It does get better with age. Things get better.
Yeah, I'm getting more I don't give a fuck, and that's helping me.
Well, that's always helpful. That's always very helpful.
I just care too fucking much about everything.
But you are a good person, Beck. You're a good person, because I'll give you an example, and I'll make you embarrassed in front of this entire panel. If I told you tomorrow I had to have emergency back surgery, if you were capable, you would get on a plane and you would be here to take care of me until I could stand on my own 2 feet again, without question.
Of course.
See, you're a good person.
I came pretty close to needing back surgery once. That sucked.
No, I had it, and it really does suck. But no, I mean, that's
needs
example.
another one.
I need a couple more, but we're gonna wait till I actually have insurance to do that. So
I'm glad I haven't needed anything like that. Although I do have some interesting oral surgery stories, which I'm not going to share right now.
Oof.
Well, see, Deb spent over 20 years bent over a cot of a patient.
Yeah, I was a paramedic for
in the back of an ambulance, which is really hard on your back and your hips and knees and stuff. So she wrecked her back, saving lives. So
I have scoliosis, so they did X-rays on my back, and they came back and looked at like if the curvature was any worse, we would need to do surgery. Is what they told me.
Oh my god, that's awful. That is
because once it gets so bad, it interferes with your organs working properly.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Ember, are you in a place where it's storming right now, or?
Because she lost power like 90 minutes ago, I think she said.
Yeah. But that doesn't necessarily.
It's been like 100 minutes now.
I'm sorry, I don't know, Ember. Could you make sure that I'm using correct pronouns there? Is that a she, he, they, them?
She.
Okay, thank you.
Wrong person.
She, they.
She, they. Thank you.
Yeah.
Because I do know when the derecho came through here in June, my power was restored quickly, but some parts of the town were without power for a week.
Eek. A week?
God. That's way
I might
too
lose
long.
my mind.
Well,
I have to have entertainment. I couldn't stay in this house. I have to go drive around or something.
It's too small. You could not contain yourself. No way.
Well, derechos do a lot of damage over a widespread area. Kind of like a hurricane.
Yeah.
It's snowing.
No, it was snowing here 2 days ago in Oregon too. Where are you at, Ember?
Wow. Snowing.
Yeah, it's fucking nuts. We got snow, and the next day we had bright sunshine, and we're starting to see things bloom. I'm like, would you make up your Mother Nature's bipolar? Okay, she's just bipolar because she can't make up her damn mind.
There's no climate change though. Don't forget that.
No, none. Mm-mm. I just want to plant my garden, and I can't plant my garden till the last snow on the dogwoods. I can't plant it, so I gotta wait.
Yeah,
Pissing me off. Oh shit! Okay, so you're getting hit hard. Oh yeah.
You get all the lake effect snow.
What are you planning on planting in your garden?
We're doing this year. We are doing we're doing pot, of course, because I live in freaking I live in Oregon. We're gonna do corn because I have all the fixings for salsa because my husband really likes it. So tomatoes, onions, peppers,
nice
corn.
Salsa garden, cool.
We're doing beets, potatoes. And we have a ton of fruit trees in our backyard. So we have pear, apple, blueberry plants, fig trees. So we have all that already going on in our backyard. Grapes up the wazoo.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, we're gonna do anything and everything I can. We already do like vacuum sealing and freezing, but we're actually looking to start canning again. My grandma taught me how to can, so I know how to can. I just don't have the equipment. And a pressure cooker is really expensive, so we're gonna do bath canning for right now. I don't know if guys know what that is, but yeah. It still cans it. It's just you have to use really high acidic things to can it. So like my father-in-law has the palate of a 12-year-old. So he likes mac and cheese and spaghetti. That's his favorite things to eat. Swear to God. And ding dongs. That is his favorite. He's 74 years old. That's his favorite shit, right? So I'm going to can a lot of spaghetti sauce and cheese sauces for him so I can just throw it over. But I freeze dry my pasta. So, the pasta that I make. So it's going to be good.
Deb, I have a recipe for you for
I'd love to do that.
Mac and cheese lover.
Ooh,
you do your standard mac and cheese, okay? And then you do a crumbled ding dong coating on it.
He would fucking eat that. He would fucking eat that. He would. He would. Because I have to lower my voice. He can't hear me because my voice is so high and he has hearing loss. But we just found out that he has the beginning stage of dementia. And I have history of caring for people with dementia. So like if he wants to eat it, I make it. I don't give a shit. Like his
as long as he's
daughter,
eating, yeah,
his daughter's like, well, should he be eating that? Should be doing that? I don't give a fuck. He's 74 years old. If he wants to eat it and he wants to snort cocaine and have a hard time, I don't give a shit. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. He's an old man. I'll let him do whatever he wants, man.
I remember having to take care of my grandfather with dementia.
Yeah, my grandma too. Yeah. So like we do these things, like he gets on my husband's nerves because he goes on these rants. He's kind of like a prepper. So when Facebook went down, he was convinced that it was EMP and the world was ending. Okay, that's where he goes. Okay, so we have to really we have to recycle him. Like kind of get him. So gardening is actually one of the things that he comes back to all the time. So we do a lot of gardening and flowers and shit. So it makes him come down from his rants.
If you're not subscribed to my channel, you should be.
I don't know that I am because I'm really bad at figuring out how to do shit. I had to have Beck teach me how to even get on fucking TikTok so I could get followers. But where are you at, Mange? Are you on?
It's called Gardens Happen.
No, I am on you. I do subscribe to you.
Oh, okay.
I do subscribe to you because I remember you telling me that once before, and I was like, I gotta check this shit out because I love following gardening stuff. What plants you got? Buddy plants. You got this, that, and other. It's just so amazing to me. I love it. Love it.
Just checking. If you're that much into gardening, you should definitely be subscribed to me.
Oh, and the other thing we're doing is cucumbers because we're all big pickle fans, right? But we're gonna put up my stepmom's recipe.
Yeah, you
which
are.
Is not that good, you asshole. But we're also gonna do my grandma's recipe, which is stellar because I don't know how she does it. She did it. Her pickles are always crisp. It doesn't matter if they've been canned for 2 years; those fuckers are still crisp. I have no idea how she does it, so I'm gonna try to follow her recipe and see what we can do. What is it?
She injects plastic.
Yeah, listen.
My pickles are dope.
Yeah, I love.
Isn't it something like, what is it? Cream of tartar or something like that does that?
That thickens it. That thickens the thing.
Oh,
but
thickens. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I haven't figured it out. My sister and I are going to do this year. We have like 4 or 5 different recipes to see whose pickles are the best because we're dill pickle people. We don't particularly care for bud and butter.
I'll have to see if my sister has my mom's old pickle
both.
recipe.
Do you?
My mom used to make homemade pickles. I'll ask her. She probably does. She's really into keeping mom stuff. Mom used to make homemade pickles and homemade sauerkraut. And her sauerkraut was to die for.
I love sauerkraut.
Oh my God, I can't stand the smell.
Not a fan
Really?
of sauerkraut.
Wait, is Porpoise? Wait,
I love
Porpoise
kimchi too.
Hold on. Sinister's trying to talk to us. And I think she's muted.
You muted?
Yeah, you were. There we go. Are you muted?
We can't hear you.
We can't hear her.
Muted.
Nada.
Because I was seeing her do her thing back there and she wasn't. But no, I can't do sauerkraut. My dad.
Can you hear me now?
There we go.
I just want to say there's absolutely no stereotype involving trans women and pickles.
That's fucking funny. Can I tell you?
If you've been watching the live-action Avatar: The Last Airbender, I also want to say there's no Fire Nation in Ba Sing Se.
Sorry, I almost coughed up my drink. I was laughing.
As long as you didn't cough up a lung.
No, that's Beck. Can I share a story from when I was down with you in New Mexico?
As long as it's not embarrassing for me, I don't care.
It's not for you at all. So I don't know how many of you know Beck and I well enough to know like our beginnings. Our beginnings were definitely not brother and sister. Okay, we flirted like crazy. We're like, oh no. I live a polyamorous life. Okay, so my husband trusts Beck so much that he's like, yeah, go down there, have sex with Beck, do this friendship thing, do whatever y'all want to do, right? I'm like, okay, cool, right? So I'm trying to help him get dressed because he's, he had a mastectomy done and that fucking shit hurts. So I go to I bend down
my arm.
Yeah, I bend down I put his his pants on his feet, and I'm gonna pull up, and my head comes up, right, and I'm right there, just right there, and I see Beck's hands just go, shoo, and he covers it, and I'm like, yeah, no, Beck, I'm not afraid of that. He goes, I don't care, it's embarrassing. So like I have to pull up his pants. He's like, I gotta protect you from it. I'm like, okay. So like literally, that is one of my fondest memories. Is Beck is like covering that. I'm like, we used to talk about doing that and da 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 da, and he's like, yeah, it's not the same thing.
It was out of respect.
It was.
I was trying to be
absolutely
respectful.
Out of respect.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just one of my favorite stories. What was that?
I say he was trying to be a gentleman.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. There's never been a question in my friendship.
That's just who I am. I don't know how to be any other way.
No. He used to get on the phone
why I
with
keep
me.
Ending up single. I don't get it. I'm so much of a gentleman. Nobody wants me.
I think a lot of women.
It's so weird because women say, "Oh, I want this," and you give them that, and then they go, I didn't really want that. I'm gonna go over here and date this asshole.
Should I
be more of an asshole towards women so I can?
No, please, God, no.
Asshole. I've had so many guys give me the nice guys finish last thing while they're with me. And I'm like, you think you're finishing last while you're in a relationship with me? Go
fuck that. No, you deserve way better than that, Marty.
Thank you, you fuck. But one of the things with like why it looks like
that's
women
why I like Marty. Did you hear that? Thank you, you fuck.
Yeah, I know. I swear like a drunken sailor on shore leave. It's like ridiculous how much I curse. I don't know if all little girls were taught this, but I've actually heard when I was a little girl that if a boy's mean to you, like pulling your hair and
he likes you.
So we grow up hearing that assholes that's how they show our like affection.
Yeah.
So
fuck
that
we shit.
A lot of us don't know any better. Like that's what
we're taught from a very young age.
Yeah, we're taught that. Oh, he's being mean to me. That means he likes me or he cares about me. Like
that's a little boy. There's a big difference there. Like I had to learn this. I'm 54, so I had to learn this like a long time ago. But
not all of us are men.
Yeah, not all men are actually men. They're still little boys. And
my ex-boyfriend's a little boy, and
fuck that shit.
I tried. He thinks he's polyamorous, but he's not. He just cheats permission.
What the fuck?
He was really unethical to his wife, and he was unethical to me. To the point where I pretty much swore off men entirely, and like any kind of relationship. Because I've been doing monogamies for most of my life. I could do a poly thing if someone was ethical with me and like honest and communicated.
Honest.
But he didn't do that. Yeah, he didn't do that. So I was like, oh fuck, I've been single for 2 years. I'm like, I can't with men already. I fuck those people.
No, you have to be...
Marty. Here's a fact. If a woman is kind and sweet and everything, like just being a good person, you'll just attract people that are assholes.
Yes.
It's the same thing for men. Men like guys like me, we end up with the bitchiest, most fucked up in the head women because we accept people for who they are. We love them despite it. And then we all get shit on. It just, it's a fucking goddamn, and most of them don't even mean to shit on you. They just move on. Like I was saying earlier, I help people, I guide them to counseling or whatever I think that they need, just from a, like, I care about you point of view, and they get better, and then they go find someone better than me. And I'm like, well, fuck, I fucked that up. But I realized
I helped him. I was too nice of a guy.
I realized 2 days ago that this is a pattern for me. I literally improve people, and then they go have a better life without me. All of them.
That sucks ass.
Yeah, projects.
Yeah,
I don't understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what, Marty? Just so you said it completely truthfully, like he wasn't polyethical, because, like I said, my husband and I have been married 23 years in June, and at first it was not easy. It was not easy for me because I'm a big gal. And so like I would see all these skinny bitches hitting on my husband or my boyfriend at the time, and they were rude. Like I'd go to the bathroom and they'd slide up on them while I was in the bathroom, knowing very, very well that I was there with him. But he's got that nature. He's got that sexual nature. But when you find somebody who's truly willing to do it and do it right, like my husband and I are, like I had a poly relationship for probably about 5 years. So I had my husband and I had my boyfriend in Las Vegas. It is unfortunate that my boyfriend ended up being a complete and total asshole in the end. He didn't want to admit what we had. And I'm like, dude, you don't want to tell people I'm your girlfriend? That's fine. You keep it to yourself. You're in politics. What the fuck ever. But you don't get to ghost me, motherfucker. You don't get to treat me like I'm trash, because I am far better than
after
you are.
nearly 5 years.
After 5 years together, and always telling me, I love you, Deb. I'm not hiding you. I would never hide you. No, fuck him. You know, so like you have to find somebody who's truly like available to communicate and be open with it. Like we had a whole thing set. His ex-girlfriend from high school, I thought she was cute as shit. And we were joking around the whole time. We're going to make us a rusty sandwich. You know, it's going to be fun, you know? And it never happened. But I'd be totally down with it, even though there's a history there, because she's respectful of what we are. And our marriage comes before all else. So, you know, you have to have somebody who respects that shit, you know, and you communicate.
He was not like that at all. They had certain agreements, and she had certain boundaries. He shot on all of them once.
Fuck that shit.
Like once new pussy started coming around, he was that, because that's all he cared about. So I'll give a quick Cliff Notes version. Where I used to be with him from 03 to 06, so I have history with him. And he treated me like shit. Like he was just a dick.
Yeah.
So come around to 2 years ago, we didn't speak, but then we didn't speak for 6 years after we broke up, and then we started speaking again, and then just kind of talking. We're friends and this and that. And we started hanging out about 2 years ago on Facebook and watching movies, and I love you too, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So he told me about this girl that he's known since he was 13 that he was interested in. She was interested in him too. So I knew about the girl. So the girl wasn't a surprise.
Okay.
What he do was, when I went up to Jersey in May, because I live in Jersey, and we spent 3 days together. We were talking about relationships and such, and I go, are you looking at anybody else right now? And he goes, besides you, no, not really. Okay. So I got home from Jersey. I drove to Jersey. I got home from Jersey on a Sunday. I left him alone Monday because he was kind of like having too much people, and you know what I mean? He needed like people eyes. Tuesday, I talked to him and I say, how was your night yesterday? Blah, blah, blah. How was your day? He goes, well, I'm kind of having some anxiety about telling you about that. The girl sent me a message for me to come over there. And I went over there and we had dinner and things progressed and we were intimate with each other. When I ask you if you're looking at somebody else and you are still interested in this girl, even though she flakes out on you, the correct answer is yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm still interested in her, even though she's a flake. And he didn't text me. He didn't message me when she sent him a message. He didn't tell me about the sex till after the sex.
Him.
They didn't use protection because he had a vasectomy and she can't have any kids or whatever it is anyhow. So, and they both decided that they were not going to use protection. Now, I don't live by him. I live in Georgia and he lives in Jersey. So it's not like.
It doesn't matter. You could still get an STD, you dumb motherfucker.
I was going to say, STD affects your partner.
Yeah,
all of
but
them.
he told his wife STDs aren't that big of a deal. And he'd rather just test every 6 months instead of testing with each new partner. Yeah, he's a real piece of shit.
Oh, he's a piece of shit, a complete and total piece of shit who's only in it for the pussy. He doesn't give a shit about a relationship.
No, he doesn't, and he lied.
He's just trying to have his cake and eat it too. It has nothing to do with polyamorous anything.
Here's another one. His wife is deaf.
Okay.
But he was dating this girl that he told the girl that everybody in the house was learning ASL for her. But they weren't. He wasn't learning ASL for her, so he just told this chick that just to get laid, basically.
What
like
a dick.
Like that. Like, and he
Fuck
did.
him.
Oh my god.
Fuck him.
He did so much damage.
Beck, Sinister's. I
Yes,
think
ma'am.
Sinister's trying to talk again. I think she's out.
Oh my bad.
Oh, there you are.
I don't think I am.
I got her. Okay, there you are.
Hey, I'm not sure I had really that much to say. It's like, first of all, I'm an ex-Mormon, so there's the whole like polygamy thing that you have to deal with. But I'm also like, I don't even recognize when people are flirting with me, so this is just all foreign to me.
I have a bit of a hard time with that as well. I do. Like, I have to ask my husband. Like, he'll not nudge me now. He's like, hey, he's flirting with you. I go, no, he's just being friendly. He's like, no, baby, he's flirting with you. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll flirt back. That's good. But I do want to point out, Sinister, that my boyfriend of 5 years is Mormon.
Well, I'm ex-Mormon.
Well, yeah, he's not anymore. But he actually, this is the bitch of the whole thing. He even said, would your husband be okay if you came down and spent 3 or 4 months with us and became my second wife? I would excuse the fuck out of me. Okay, let me ask my husband. My husband was not okay with that. Even if it was a spiritual thing, whatever for him. He wasn't okay with it. I said, no, we can't do that. That's a boundary for my husband. I can't do that. But that's how serious we were, that out of nowhere he fucking ghosts me after 5 years.
See, that's what you do. That's a boundary that I have with my husband. Instead of being like, oh, well, one of the things was because they have 4 kids together. So if he's going to spend the night out, she needs to know where he's at, because they have
absolutely.
Now, there was one girl, like their first date was going to be, not even a date, it was just going over there to fuck and spend the night together. And he said that the other girl didn't want to give her information out. Totally valid. That's fine. And then the wife said, well, why don't you guys go to a hotel? Not you can't fuck this girl. Not
just go to a hotel.
Go to a hotel so I know where you're at. Well, he got pissed off at that and canceled on the girl and told her he couldn't see her. But then he blames her, the wife, for interfering with his relationships.
Oh, fuck
like,
that
what the
shit.
Fuck? Like, dude,
fuck that shit.
So, I can't tell you.
Wait a minute. He blamed his wife for interfering with his side piece.
Yes.
Wow.
Because she said go to a hotel.
Go to a hotel.
Yeah.
Now I remember what I was going to ask.
Wow.
Not that it's happened that often, but the one time I did, let's say, do it, I did get tested for STDs shortly thereafter. If you're going to do something like that, why wouldn't you get yourself tested immediately after, instead of saying it's not a big deal? It's like,
because
he's an idiot.
Shithead. Because all he cares about is pussy, and he doesn't care about anything else, and he'll lie, cheat, and steal to get it.
See, this is the funny thing, Marty, is that what men like that don't understand is this thing, okay? Something as simple as a UTI. You can pass a UTI from one female partner to another because the bacteria of a urinary tract infection lives on the penis. If you have unprotected sex with the wife and you had it with the side piece, then you can give your wife a UTI. And men will never understand the pain that a UTI creates in a fucking woman. They will never understand it. So they don't get it. They're like, why should I have to take it? Motherfucker, because you're the carrier. You're the catalyst between all of us. Get your shit cleaned up, okay? You have to get tested all the time if you're going to be doing that shit.
Yeah, I think he tested.
Men are the main carriers for
a lot of shit.
HPV too.
Yeah, I have HPV that I think I got from him back 20-something years ago.
Oh, I'm sure you did.
Are you sure
probably
that they're the main
did.
characters?
Guys are like, okay, so back when I was lesbian, considered female, right? I was dating someone and we split up because someone got me drunk, took advantage of me, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, the neighbor heard, told her I fucked somebody. Anyways, not the point. So we split up and then she comes at me months later and says, you gave me HPV. I have HPV. You go get tested, blah, blah, blah. Go to the doctor. Doctor's like, you don't have HPV. And by the way, the chance of you giving her HPV is slim to damn near none. He said biological males carry it. It's not living on toys and stuff. And I'm like, gotcha.
Huh.
So
they may carry it, but it lives very live.
It can't
in the
live
female
on
vagina.
a cold object is the point. So
Okay,
men can carry it because they keep it warm and toasty and ready for the next woman.
But it is absolutely transmitted through oral sex. 100%. 100% it is transmitted that way.
Yes.
And because my daughter has HPV, and now my son-in-law has HPV that he did not have before they got together. And the most famous case of HPV transference and where it becomes something terrible is Michael Douglas and Catherine Zeta-Jones? Yes. She has HPV. They did the deed with the oral thing, which is always a great thing. And he ended up with throat cancer. Cancer. And it's proven.
Wow.
Medically, it's proven that that's how it happened. So you got to be careful. Like, I literally vaccinated my sons. The pediatrician thought I was nuts. I'm like, you need to vaccinate my sons. They're going to college for HPV. And they're both like, what, Mom? That's no. You're getting vaccinated for it for a goddamn good reason, because you'll get it somewhere if you're in college. And bless my little.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to make a comment. One became a sailor, so of course he's a hoe. And then I had a kid who went to college, and he became the hoe of the college. Now he's, serious, but he slept with fucking everybody. And I know that's the college life. I'm like, you're going to protect yourself, you little bugger.
Yeah, that's just like herpes is another one. You can carry it and not have any symptoms and give it to somebody else.
Yes.
So you should get tested.
Go ahead.
I think Jenny is trying to say something.
Oh.
No, nothing. I'm just listening.
I have to get a cervical cancer screening at the end of this month because of the cells that came up on my pap smear because of the HPV. So,
well, you have to stay on top of that, sis, because it is so. It could be totally nothing. Like, thank God my daughter has not converted over or anything like that. But she has her cancer screenings every fucking 6 months. She doesn't even do a year because she's HPV positive. And the doctor's like, you can go 2 years. I said, the fuck you can, sis. You don't know which type of HPV you have. Every 6 months you go in and you make them do a pap on you and make you test you for cancer. And she's like, okay. And when the doctor says, well, why are you back here 6 months? She goes, listen, my mom is a medical professional, and she says you're too lackadaisical with your care of me, and I need another pap smear. And the doctor was like, well. And so they won't let her get on the phone with me during an appointment because she's 33. She's old enough to take care of herself. However, my daughter's a hypochondriac, so she needs me, and that's what she uses me for, as her mama. So, don't let them push you around for that, sis. If you feel like something's wrong, you fucking go and you get tested.
Yeah, I didn't really, because I was actually supposed to get it 2 years ago, and I just didn't. Because I just didn't think about it.
Put your hand out. I need to smack it.
Smack it.
I also need to have a mammogram. I'll be 47 in June, and I haven't had that.
I need to schedule one of those.
I just got my boobs smashed so hard it was not even funny, because I'm like a double D. So I have to go to a special place here in Oregon. They don't do anything above a C at the regular ones. I felt like they were making a sandwich out of my breast tissue.
Let's not talk about that. I have to go to mine tomorrow.
Oh, I'm sorry, sis. I'm sorry. I'll be quiet.
Wait, it's not that bad to get your tits squeezed by a garage door opener.
Yes, it
was. It was terrible. It was horrible.
I mean, it's not good, but it's not terrible either.
Deb, speaking of the 1 year anniversary thing.
Yes.
2 weeks ago, I got to call the X-ray people and tell them to quit sending me notices about blah blah blah. I've had blah 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 done, and they were like, "Oh, our bad."
Dude, he had the best surgeon. Okay, the absolute best surgeon, because she called me while I was waiting in the car to pick him up, right? And she's like, it's going to take a couple extra minutes because we have to find a binder for him. I said, okay, I'm thinking, what the fuck? You don't have binders? People have mastectomies every motherfucking day, right? She's like, so
She
the
does
only
like 5
binder,
or 6 per
Yeah.
day. Yeah.
the only binder she had flowers on it, and she refused to send Beck down with flowers on his binder. She's like, he. Why would I send him something with flowers? He had the best fucking surgeon. She was amazing. Amazing. So they put a stomach binder on him, and like we had to wrap it around him like twice.
Yep.
But it was nice that she took care of you like that.
Yeah. Yeah, she was a sweetheart.
Maya, I'm in Oregon, so it's an issue in Oregon. I don't know if it's an issue in the state you're in.
Can I
don't
do
know.
you have to ask a question, Deb?
No, you can ask me any question you want. I'm an open book, sis.
Do you like, is your polyamory like a thing that like you're born with, you can't be with one person at a time, or do you just like the lifestyle?
No, I absolutely was monogamous for years and years and years. But when I got with my husband, I was what you would consider, I guess, sexually repressed, because I was told certain things. Ladies don't do certain things, right? Like I'll put myself out there and I'll be brutally honest. Like I really enjoy like the position of doggy style. I like that type of sex, right? I was told that was not ladylike. So you didn't ask for it. You didn't ask to be on top. You didn't ask to have a toy, because you just do sex for your man. That's what I was taught. Wow. So when I got with Rusty very much was like, what do you want? What do you want to do? And I'm like, oh, I'd really like this and I'd really like that. And then we just came to the point where I found myself attracted to somebody else, and I was comfortable enough, thank God, with Rusty, that I was like, God, I would tell him, we tell each other all the time, like we'll walk by and I'm like, oh, ooh, wait, look, 5:00. He's like, what? I go, look at the ass on the 5:00, look at the ass on that girl, because he's an ass man. I get that. So I'm like, I point him out all the time. He does the same for me. So when I found myself reconnecting with old friends, and it was someone I had those unresolved feelings with, because I had never acted on them before, because I was a lady and we didn't act on things like that. He's like, have you considered? And I said, well, because I'm in it for the relationship. I like having a relationship with my partner. My husband likes having the sex, the one night stands, whatever. So that's how that came about, was like I craved the relationship with the boyfriend I had for 5 years, because I never had it and I've always wanted it. Whereas like he's had opportunities with a couple of girls who are like, hey, yeah, let's do it. He's like, I want to do this. We're just going to be sex. That's it. It's nothing else. My wife is okay with it, whatever. But the thing is, in our relationship, we have to talk to each other. We have to communicate with each other, and we have to meet each other's partners, because if either one of us gets a bad vibe off the partner, the proposed partner, we don't allow it.
Oh, and the veto another partner.
We absolutely have veto power over other partners. Like he has this little gal.
That's reasonable.
Yeah, I think it is.
Absolutely.
He has this little gal that she has a lot of mental health issues. Her and I are actually friends on Facebook, and we talk about mental health issues together. And we've even broached the subject. She's like, I really would like to have this thing with Rusty. I said, oh, sis, do you not know we're polyamorous? Did you not understand that about our relationship? She's like, I don't know what that means. So I had to explain it to her. And I said, you have the green light from me. If you want to pursue dating my husband, let me know. I'll tell my husband, and we'll be on the same board. And you could date my husband. That would be fucking great. Because I actually, honestly, I'd like to date her as well, because that's one thing I learned from Beck, is that I am what's the word, honey? I always forget. I am
Pan?
I'm pan. I would never say no to somebody based on whatever genitalia they have on their body. That's ridiculous to me. I'm attracted to the person. So like I find her very attractive. I find her stimulating intellectually, and she's cute as fuck. She's so cute. So I'd like to see her do things, and I'd like to have the threesome and all that. So we're very open and honest about the things that happen in our marriage. And I think that is the key. You have to, I wasn't born into it. I was allowed to become who I am. Not allowed. No, I was encouraged. I was encouraged to become the person that I actually am when I met my husband 23 years ago.
You were enabled to do it.
That's even better. I was enabled, because he said, whatever you want, baby, you could do whatever you want. You want to get tattoos? Let's get some tattoos. You want to have some dirty sex? You want to be nasty? Let's do it. Whatever you want, I will do for you, because you're the love of my fucking life, and I'll give you whatever you want. And that's the way we look at it. So it's wasn't some.
It's funny.
Yeah, he's a really cool dude too. He's
He is a
just
cool
laid back and he's chilled, and at the same time he's hyperactive, so he never doesn't hold still much.
And he's a sexual monster. He loves sex.
Yeah, but
he's a Scorpio.
he is
Anything sexual. He loves
Yes.
it.
So is this
but he is just fucking hilarious. He's great to hang out with. Him and I are like good buddies, and
oh yeah, no. He was actually he said, so before you go down and to tell Beck this, before you go down to take care of Beck or whatever, he's like, you should go down a couple of days early. And I'm like, why the fuck would I go down there? His surgery says, she goes, go down a couple of days early, sis. Come on, honey. Are you getting the hint here? Beck and I didn't get it until I was
trying to get her laid, and she's just not comprehending.
Right. And I'm completely clueless when it comes to that shit, right? So when we went down there and like we were literally talking, my husband and I, he's like, do you want me to call Beck and do you want me to explain to Beck like how, because I have an issue with oral sex. It's kind of hard for me. It is kind of hard for me to go to O-Town with that. I'd have to bring a toy, right? Beck and I had talked about that. I would bring a toy, whatever. He goes, I go, would you really do that for me? He's like, yeah. So he was all ready to call Beck and say, listen, the girl is like this. You've got to be like this. Where I was with Beck, I was like, Beck, I've never been with a woman, with someone with female genitalia. I'm so sorry, Beck. I didn't mean to call you a woman. That was totally out of line.
Everybody knows. Well, yeah, but everybody needs to remember
you know what I'm saying.
That the play flirting that her and I started with, she didn't even know I was fucking trans.
I had no idea he was trans.
And her mind went poof, and then she realized she was pan.
I literally looked at him and go, the fuck you say?
I don't think I could be comfortable in a polyamorous relationship. I'd always feel like the third wheel in the relationship.
Yeah, I guess
me
the only feel like that too. Like I would just be like, because this guy that I was with, like when I tell you he did dance, I can't even express the amount of things he did. So I would always feel like, because of the way he did it, that he was going to that he was going to choose this other girl over me, and he was going to leave me for her because she lives there first of all, and she's taller than me, skinnier than me. She likes threesomes, she likes orgies, she likes this and that and everything, and I don't do any of that, and I don't even live there. So like I was having almost panic attacks that he was just going to choose her over me, and I because he didn't do it ethically. If I was to get with a man again, like an actual serious relationship with a man again, and he wanted to do a poly thing, as long as he's honest with me and talking to me about, I can handle that. Yeah, like let's say if my ex-husband and I were to get together and he wanted to do a poly thing, I can fucking handle that. I trust you. I know you're not going to pull some bullshit. As long as you talk to me, we're good.
So I just want to say I'm so glad I'm asexual, which means no one's attracted to me.
Does that mean that nobody's attracted to you, or does it mean that you don't? You're not attracted.
Recognize that people are attracted to you is what
Yeah, Deb does not know my sense of humor, so.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were serious. I was like, sis, don't be like that to yourself. No. Okay, so noted. I'll file it back.
No, incel might mean that, but most incels need to go out and talk to people.
The term incel has been so twisted and contorted that
most incels are guys that aren't getting laid and they hate women because they're not getting laid. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's been really twisted and contorted to what it originally started out being. This is.
So there was a flat earther by the name of Validation Boy who was blaming the liberal scientists for the fact that they were teaching the earth was a globe and therefore he couldn't get laid. And we all had a huge laugh at his expense.
Has he considered the fact that he might just be because he's an idiot?
Yeah, like maybe you're a douchebag. That's probably why you're not getting laid. Chad, stop being an asshole and maybe you'll get some. How about that? Like,
no, there's an idea. How about you work on yourself instead of blaming the entire female populace? You fuck.
Don't blame Stacy because she doesn't want to fuck you because you're an asshole. Like, it's maybe there's something with you.
Well, yeah, the damn fool was a flat earther. That's number one turn off.
Well, here's a fun history fact for you, Ember. Yeah. Back in the day, people were all poly. In villages, people would just have sex with whoever they wanted. And then people started to like say, hey, I'm
I'm
going to
not
have
so
a piece
sure
of
about
land
that.
that's my own. No, it's true. Not in all cultures, but a great percentage of them. So
BRB, guys.
they started like sectioning off land, and this is my piece of land, and I put my cows and stuff on it. And then they were like, well, I want to hand this down to my kid, but whose kid is whose? Because we all just fuck around in the village, and everybody just fucks everybody. We don't know whose kids are whose. They're just a mix of whatever. So then they said, well, let's stop doing that. So I know who my kid is, so I can hand down what I've built here to my child and not someone else's kid. And then now you have marriage and monogamy.
Well, we
That's
tend to
what
find
I was told by somebody who knows about that shit. I do not.
Well, yeah, what we tend to find with primates, at least with other primates, and imagine we can probably apply this with humans as well, is that there's a great amount of variety between not just monogamous or polyamorous. There's a lot of variety in that.
Yeah.
So it's not.
I mean, I would be okay personally.
Monogamous,
Yeah, I would be okay with a poly relationship if the person and I had established a really good relationship and trust between us first.
Right.
That would have to come first, because I give so much trust, and then the rest has to be earned. Just like respect, I give so much respect, and the rest of that respect has to be earned. I give everybody so much automatically, and then they can either prove me right or wrong, whether they deserve more or if I should dial back on that, right? So as long as that relationship, that trust is in the relationship, and that respect is there, and the honesty is there, and the communication is there, which I keep telling people are the 4 cornerstones of any fucking relationship, and you have to have those 4, or your house is going to tilt and eventually it'll fall. But as long as I had that with a person, if they really wanted to pursue that, I would be okay with it. I am getting older now, and although I'm still like, horny frequently, I don't have sex as much as I used to, because I'm
let's change the
I'm
topic.
going into my mid 50s, but but I think I think that poly would be okay if if those 4 cornerstones were there. I think I would be okay with
It's done ethically, yeah. If someone's
Okay.
ethical with their non-monogamy, then great. But if you're not, then you do a lot of damage. So
Let's change the topic.
Okay.
Anyone see Has-Been Hotel?
How much?
No, I haven't.
How much?
I've seen the trailers.
I watched I watched the pilot. I liked the pilot. I heard the series wasn't as good, so I'm kind of disappointed in seeing the reviews.
I've watched the entire thing, and I'm just surprised, like the angels, like the Exorcist angels, have a serious heavy metal vibe.
I don't know. I've never seen it.
I did
so
not say
Okay.
everywhere, Maya. I said in a large portion of communities / villages, whatever. That's
I'm
what
sorry.
was going on.
Sinister, can you tell me what you said again? What show?
has
It's
been.
called Has-Been Hotel. It's on Amazon Prime.
Okay, I'll watch it.
It's basically Lucifer's daughter. Lilith and Lucifer have a child. Their
Ooh.
daughter opens a hotel to try to redeem lost sinners. It's like there are
Nice.
2 songs in every episode. Some of the music isn't that great. Some of it's awesome.
I'm gonna
But-
have to watch that. That's up my alley.
The
And hey, did you
angels-
tell your girlfriend that really she's a gay man?
the angels in the show have a heavy metal vibe.
Okay.
Whereas like
That's
the
awesome.
Horses of Hell have like steampunk and
Yeah,
swing vibes.
Yeah, from my understanding,
okay.
from what I've heard of the reviews, that show really could have benefited from having more episodes.
Yeah, I wish that I
So one more time with the name. Hotel what?
Has been
Has-Been
Hotel.
Hotel.
Has been
Has
hotel.
been
Yeah.
hotel.
I have to write that down because I won't remember. But I'm gonna check that out. And I think we should come back and talk about this. I would love to look at the symbolism. I'm gonna see if I can pick up on the metal vibe or whatever it is. Is it a metal vibe or like a goth vibe?
It's well,
In between.
some of them are heavy metal. It's kind of like slightly goth would be my
Okay.
impression, but
I
the
get
goth
you.
comes from punk, not
Yep.
heavy metal.
Yep. Exactly.
Well, here I can.
I'm an 80s child, so I know the difference between, goth and metal, and because punk was big during my era. I don't know how old you are, but that was my scene.
47.
Okay, so I'm older than you. I'm 54. So, like, I dig that.
There, you can see what one of the angels look like from the show.
I'm sorry, I didn't see it.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
That's
No,
an
she's
interesting
right.
angel.
She's right. They do have a bit of a metal vibe.
And I think that's Adam, the first man.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Adam.
I'm gonna watch this. I can't wait.
I like the art style. I watched the pilot. I like the pilot. Like I said, I heard some of the reviews weren't so great, but this was mostly because this needed more episodes to really convey the story properly. But oh no, I'll see it for myself.
Jason, I don't think it's hardcore metal, but it's definitely like I wouldn't put it in the Sinister might or Porpoise might think of this a different way, but I don't think that's like Pantera heavy metal type stuff. I would actually put that more in above glam rock for sure.
Talking about like more around sense? Metallica.
Yes, thank you. They have some commercial success, but I might have looked into that way too much, and Jason might have been kidding. So that's how I am. You know me.
Yeah, but you're also in a house full of music lovers, so.
Oh dear Jesus! One day I had I had Pantera coming from the pool room, which is our garage, and then I had my father-in-law in the music room playing Love Potion No. 9. I was like, my brain is so confused.
You don't know whether to like get weepy and
bang
flirty
my head
or start banging your head and do an air guitar. I don't know what to do.
Right. Yeah, my husband's favorite band is Pantera. Absolutely. He loves him some Pantera.
Pantera is good. I agree.
Well, but my father-in-law was a professional dancer, so he has our music room. We literally have one bedroom that has been turned into a music room for him because he has so many LPs. The room is completely full of records, and I mean, he has like
cardboard cutout fucking Elvis or whatever. Yeah, all kinds of
I'm not exaggerating when I tell you guys he has four copies of the White Album, and one of them is unopened. So eventually somebody's going to inherit that thing when he passes away.
I have the White Album also. My dad left me all his Beatle albums.
Oh, nice. He has everything.
All you guys have to do is wait for the last Beatle to die, and then the price of that's going to go.
Hey!
It's getting close, though.
Don't put that out there.
I wasn't saying anything. I was just being honest. That's just the way things sell. You're always more popular once you're dead.
Listen, at some point, the only artist left over from that time will be Willie Nelson and Keith Richards, and they need to start a band together.
Yeah, that motherfucker, Willie Nelson. Oh my God. He's got to be, 90, 92 now?
Well, Keith Richards is pickled, and Willie Nelson is charred with THC, so ain't neither one of them dying anytime soon.
Let's see here. 90 years old, Willie Nelson.
90, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, good point, Jason. Good point.
Touché, my friend. Touché.
Well, there will be an economy even if even if the last Beatle dies. And sadly, we're only down to one monkey, too.
Are we down to one? Really?
Mickey Dolenz is the only monkey left, yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
And then there was one. Right, I know. 90, right.
So how old is I'm really bad at looking things up while I'm chatting, so somebody has to do it for me.
Right.
How old is Keith Richards now? He's in his 80s, right? Because I know Mick Jagger is.
Yeah, at least in his 80s.
Because that motherfucker has looked like he's been embalmed for like 20 years. Just
80
saying.
years old.
He is actually 80 right now. December 18th, he will be 81.
That's funny. That's my daughter's birthday.
Willie Nelson is 90. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Well,
they're up there.
Since we're talking about celebrities, everybody hear about Akira Toriyama?
Who is that?
The creator of Dragon Ball.
What happened?
Yeah, he died. He died recently. They announced it.
That sucks.
Like a day or two ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dragon Ball Z was my two boys' favorite. They loved it.
I just don't get the anime thing. It just
yeah,
I don't like it.
he's only 65 too, so he
Fuck,
wasn't
that's
like
young.
yeah.
Moon, right?
What?
What'd you say he died from, Mage?
I don't know what he died from. I didn't hear
Oh,
about.
okay.
I thought
I'm
he was
sorry,
married.
Marty. What'd you say?
I thought he was married to the creator of Sailor Moon. Is that not true?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Could have swore that they were. I could have swore they were married.
I do know that I think that's where the Kamehameha came from was his wife. She was the one that came up with the name for that.
Because I've seen a few memoriam artwork with Sailor Moon hugging Goku. So I'm like,
yeah, that is true, Jason. No, my son was stationed over in Japan for 2 years, Jason, and he loved anime before he went over there. But dear God, he loves anime now because it's so in what's the word I want? It's so
embedded
everywhere.
in his life now because he lived over there so much. Yeah,
it was embedded in the culture in Japan. So everything was anime, everything was this. And the other thing is he's like, Mom, if I ever wanted to really get married to a Japanese girl, I could have done it because grandmas would bring their Japanese granddaughters over and introduce him because he was a redheaded American who was a sailor. So like, oh, this guy's special. He's special. He's special because he's got the red hair.
Okay, no. Akira Toriyama wasn't married to the creator of Sailor Moon.
I just googled it. I thought he was. I thought I read somewhere that he was, but
I know this might be an unpopular view because my music taste runs totally country, except for my 80s phase where I was in high school. But I cried when Toby Keith died, not because I agree with everything he said or did, but his music.
Well, he made an impact. He made an impact.
He made an impact
in music. Yeah.
Yeah.
He put a little twist on country that it needed a change.
Yes, it did. And I cried when he died. I know that's silly, but I cried when Prince and Michael Jackson died too. So,
I cried when Neil Peart died from Rush. When Neil Peart died, I cried from
yeah.
Great.
Man.
He's dead?
Yeah,
Neil Peart's dead, yeah.
Okay, here we are.
I cried a little bit for 3 to 5 minutes when Betty White died because
but here's why. Awesome.
Here's why. When I was alone and had nobody and nobody talked to me, and it was within a year of my mom dying, and I was driving the car, and I none of the family was talking to me or anything. I was totally alone. I watched the Golden Girls every day.
Aww.
Yeah.
And when I was sad and just sitting there constantly crying, Betty White made me laugh. She made me laugh when nobody else could.
Yeah,
and she literally she just, I don't know, just the humor she had. She saved me.
Oh, absolutely.
Stan Lee's passing died.
Yeah,
when that got to me.
That was rough.
I just looked this up. Toriyama died from an acute subdural hematoma.
Oh, so he had to bleed his brain.
Yeah, he bleeded his brain.
The celebrity's death that actually got to me the most was Robin Williams's.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Right? That was horrible.
I gotta say though, I'm not shocked by the suicidal kind of thing because all the great comedians have really serious mental health issues. That's how they learn to laugh at things. That's why they become such good comedians. All they're doing is giving you their thoughts on shit. And it's funny because that's their coping mechanism, and we all find it hilarious, but some of them can't take it. So, all the brilliant comedians, look at how many of them have died from overdosing, taking too much drugs, drinking too much alcohol, whatever it is.
Yeah,
there's a reason for that.
Also, he was also starting to develop dementia.
Yes, he had Lewy bodies dementia from his years of alcoholism, and that was that's been proven. That's what causes that. But I'll tell you, I have to go back to Betty White. My favorite Betty White thing of all times is when she said, "I don't understand why men call each other a pussy as an insult." She goes, "No,
those things can take a beating.
Pounding." Yes.
A pounding. That's what she said. She goes, why would they even say that? That should be a compliment. I mean, those things could take a pounding.
I have to be honest. My two favorite Golden Girls were Sophia and Dorothy.
Dude, they're fucking funny as shit. I mean,
yes.
Sophia
all of them
was
were
the
great.
best.
All of them were great, but Betty
Picture
White
it,
playing the
Sicily.
stupid idiot all the time was
And
just
smart.
because she
But-
was so brilliant. It was so opposite of who she
Mhm.
was. She wouldn't fall for stupid shit. She was highly
Mhm.
intelligent. She was well spoken. She was, an activist and all this stuff. So for her to play this person who's just like, ding dong, I don't know what's going on. It's just hilarious to me.
I
It must have
just
been so
watched the
hard for her to play
episode.
that.
I just go ahead, Porpoise.
I
I'm sorry.
don't think Rose Nylund is stupid though either. I think that's a misunderstanding. I
Yeah.
think she's naive.
No. She's
Yes,
not
naive is
stupid.
different.
She has no
Naive,
common
yes.
sense.
Because she's
She
naive.
is she's naive and has no common sense. She's not like book stupid. She's just naive and no common sense. Yeah.
Yeah,
I just watched this episode, you guys, where they found Sophia in bed with a man, and everybody walked in the room and screamed, so everybody else came running. I was fucking laughing so hard.
And
They're
then they
sitting
each
there
walked in
bed.
and went, "Oh my god!" And she's like, "What? We're having sex. What do you want? Leave me alone."
The first Dungeons and Dragons, the four like original classes were actually based off of the Golden Girls.
Were they really?
no.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
Dungeons and
I'm
Dragons
sorry,
came out
hold on.
before the
Hold
Golden
on.
Girls.
No, it didn't.
Yes, it did.
Oh, look it up. Look it up.
Because Dungeons and Dragons came out in the 70s, and the Golden Girls was not released until what, 1988?
So, Beck, can I address a comment here on
3-5,
from
I
Native
don't know.
Atheist?
1985.
Comment from Native Atheist. Oh,
Yeah, the
this one.
Toby Keith one. Yeah, Native. I absolutely agree. He was a liberal.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely. I saw him several times, also in concert. What I just appreciate the fact that he was like, our troops are over there doing what our government is telling them to do, and we have to support it. Because I'm a big supporter in there should never be a homeless vet. Anybody who serves our country and does what they need to do, there should never be a homeless vet in our society ever.
I
It's
agree.
disgusting.
Well done,
I could
Corporal.
fix it, but nobody wants to. Nobody wants to
No.
put free money into something that they're not going to get money back out of.
That's why they need to make Gary Sinise the Department of Veteran Affairs guy, because he would. I feel like he would fix it. He's so pro veteran.
Yeah.
Oh, John, please.
Kobe teeth sucked.
Opinions of that, just that. Everybody has one.
Honestly, I always felt like, okay, so I can appreciate his music style and the funny bits and stuff, but I've always found him to be way too cocky. I feel like it's in his music. I feel like it's in how he sings. So that part of him is maybe kind of push him away from me a bit, but I can appreciate who he is and his music and the entertainer he is.
I appreciated that about him. I did. I appreciate that he was open and honest about his failings. That's the thing. And Jason, I can't agree. I think that he 75% sucks, but there's 25% that I really appreciate about some of his music. Alan Jackson.
Why does he suck? You mean his style, or he's an asshole in person?
Oh no, I think he's very twangy. He's very country, and I appreciate that about him because I like old school country a lot. Just some of his stuff is just fucking terrible. I just don't know.
There was an episode of the Muppets, like when they brought the Muppets variety show back for a minute with Garth Brooks on it, and he was fucking hilarious. Like,
agreed.
I'm crying, laughing. It should be clips of it should be up on YouTube, but he was so fucking funny. That was such a good episode. They need to bring the Muppet Show back and just leave it on.
Jason, best concert I ever saw in my life was Garth Brooks. We had stadium seating. It was the best fucking concert I ever saw because he was all over the place. Martina McBride opened for him. It was the best fucking concert I ever saw.
Jason
But-
Jacoby.
She said it 3 times. I think she means it.
I must say, I understand that because one thing my mother did when she was alive was her favorite way of waking us up was to sing really nasally country songs at the top of her lungs at 5:30 in the morning.
Oh, sis, no, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Fuck that shit.
You have to listen to a Sawyer Brown. That's it.
And I don't think she understood why most of her children absolutely hated the country she listened to.
I can't imagine why. I cannot imagine why you hated it. Jeez.
Yeah,
I've
if you
been
want
Eminem lately.
pay attention to whether your children are morning people or not. And if you want them to
Yes.
love the same things you do, introduce them at the time of day that works for them.
Yes, yes, yes.
Like, my dad introduced me to Battlestar Galactica, Star Trek, Buck Rogers, and all that in the afternoon and in the evening.
I'm with you. I'm with you 100% on that one. 100%. So Spooky, I'm the same way. I like all types of music. I'm with Marty. I was really late getting on the Eminem gang.
I love Eminem.
I love Eminem. Even his raunchy shit that is very sexist and horrible towards women. I can't help it. I just like him a lot.
Yeah, he's an excellent writer.
Yeah, that's exactly it. But I think that I think any type of music, there's certain ones I don't like, there's certain ones I do like. I'm open to anything. If it turns me and I'm like, yeah, like I'm really into Jelly Roll right now. I think Jelly Roll's amazing. I think his rap is a little bit, I have a hard time getting used to it, but I like him a lot. So, you know.
Save Me is like my anthem now. Except the only problem I have with that song is it's not about drug and alcohol problems with me. It's just mental health problems. But
no, but you could adapt
just life beating me down and everything. But if you just took the drug and alcohol issues out of it, that's my anthem, man. That's me.
Plus,
running the roads, can't figure out where I belong. Yeah.
I'm one of those people who really like looks into the people, like the artist or people that I really like, and see, are you a good person? So Jelly Roll does some really great shit. Okay. People are like, oh, he's an ex-felon. Oh no, he's still a felon because it comes off your record.
No, yeah,
he did or whatever. Who the fuck cares? He every year without.
She's also an amazing fucking artist.
Without any pomp and circumstances, that effort puts together a toy drive in 3 or 4 states to put to get toys into the hands of underprivileged youth. He goes to jails and he says, listen, look at me. I had talent. I understand that, but you have talent. Maybe not the same talent I have, but you have talent. Find your talent, get yourself fixed, and get the fuck out of the system. You know, he does so much for people who are underprivileged. It just amazes me. That's why I like him. Sorry,
yeah, they said, hey, did you hear that Jelly Roll's in jail? We'll talk about it next. And they did a commercial, and then they said on the radio, and they said, yeah, Jelly Roll's in jail, blah, 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 helping inmates. And we were like, you motherfuckers. And they go, and the guy was like, oh, you had to say it like that, didn't you? And she said, oh, I got him, didn't I?
Fuck.
No, I was like, in jail, no way, man. I love him. But yeah, he went to jail to talk to inmates to try to inspire them to improve themselves instead of just giving up and thinking that they have to live the life of crime. You know, he was a drug dealer who did some crazy shit.
Yes.
So, but he served his time and now he's trying to fucking
do better.
Make up for it, I guess.
He just won a Grammy. He just won a Grammy.
He's amazing.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, I'm sure Beck is about to end soon, but I'm going to exit because you've seen why, and I need to make sure I'm prepared, make sure I have things ready.
Yes, you should go and have your 30 minutes to prepare and get there at, 5 to 8 till so they can check your mic and stuff. Thank you. It was
very nice meeting you, Porpoise. It was very nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you too, Mama Deb. If you want to check out the channel I'm working on right now, it's math and computer science related. It's called The Mad Computer Scientist. The link was in chat.
Okay. You might burn my brain, but I'll check it out.
Well, my other YouTube channel was not appropriate when I took this job, so all the videos are privated. So,
okay, yes, so noted. So noted.
It's not anything like not safe for work. It was setting a bad example for.
If you're going to become a teacher, you have to be careful about what you put, or you're already a substitute teacher. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you don't want the kids to find your bad stuff on YouTube because they will.
Well, they did.
Yeah.
And they will. Be excellent to each other. And so long, and thanks for all the fish.
Bye.
Later.
Okay, I'm sorry. Somebody please educate me. What does she mean? Thanks for the fish. What does that mean?
She's a sinister porpoise. Dolphins love fish.
Got it.
It's a reference from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
I'm sorry. You guys have to. Beck will back me up on this. I'm so completely clueless.
Porpoise is brilliant. She has a lot of
No,
nerd,
she's very
what was that word I'm looking for?
Knowledge.
Sarcastic nerd things, she says.
Okay.
She says a lot of sarcastic nerd shit. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and end this, everybody. I want to thank everybody. I always give everybody 30 minutes before Maya's, and everybody can run over and hang out with Ember for 30 minutes while you're getting drinks and shit. And then we'll all meet at BSS and go smoke a lot of pot and drink because you're gonna have to for that stuff.
So where are you headed, Beck? You have to help me.
It's in the chat. I'm going over to Ember's, and then we're gonna go over to Maya's after that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You just have to help me. You know how ridiculously useless I am on this shit.
Here, I'll put it in.
I will have to come armed with something that I can talk about that has nothing to do with religion next time.
Let's talk about happiness. How we are all happy. How we
hard boiled on a Sunday afternoon.
Fuck yes.
Anyways, we'll figure that out next week.
Pizza.
Thank you,
Marty.
Thank you,
I'd love
everybody
to talk
in
to you about
chat.
that.
Deb, I'm trying to end this. I can't if you guys keep talking. Everybody in chat, thanks for coming by and hanging out. I appreciate you guys. You're funny and brilliant and always have great conversations, and I love it. Everybody on the panel, thanks for hanging out this whole time and having a great conversation and the laughs and everything you guys give me every week. I really appreciate it. So remember, take care of yourselves, take care of one another, have some peace in your life.
All right, you crazy people. You stay cool. Keep it real. Keep an eye out for each other. Suck in that content you love. Dance like nobody's watching. Go after your passions and enjoy them. I'm out. Peace.